Robert Allenby has led this event from day one.
Great round of golf, Robert Allenby.
Already an Australian Open champion, he seeks a second title. From the outset, Allenby has battled not only the elements, but also an injury that may decide his fate more so than his opponents. In his way stand some of the nation's best players. Some have climbed the mountain before. Others are standing on the edge of greatness. Welcome to the home of Australian golf, the beautiful Moonah Links. This is the 2005 MFS Australian Open Championship. The scene is tranquil at the moment, but the reality is, yesterday to start round 3, 20 players were under par. By day's end, when Robert Allenby and Adam Scott both putted out for birdies at the 18th, only 8 players remained in red figures. And the world number 8, Adam Scott, is not among them. It was another very, very tough day at the office yesterday here at Moonah Links for day 3 of the 2005 MFS Australian Open Championship. Hello and welcome, and I can tell you that the conditions are going to be just as tough for the final round. Robert Allenby goes in with a 5-shot lead, but he is nursing an injury that has captured all the headlines overnight. He was treated on the course yesterday. Joining me, as usual, in commentary, the 1979 National Open champion, Jack Newton. What a dramatic week we've had, on and off the course.
Absolutely, Pat. We've had the earlier sensation with the Norman comments, and then we've had the 12th green that was had to be watered, and then of course Parry and Allenby overnight have come out and blasted the event being here. Look, I just think it's a case of not enough flexibility. I think the pin placements were probably set some time ago, and I think when you get strong wind like we've had, I think they have to have the ability and the flexibility to move the tee forward or change a pin if the weather forecast is like it has been. And that's what happens traditionally in tour events, and I can't see why that can't happen in an Australian Open, and that's where a lot of the controversies come from. Tough golf course, one of the longest courses in the country, and difficult fluky weather which you get down here. So I think there just needs to be more flexibility.
All right, we sat here in these chairs yesterday and I said, will 9 under hold up? The answer at the end of the day was yes, but Robert Allenby has a 5-shot buffer after 54 holes over Paul Sheehan, who plies his trade in Japan. He commutes to Japan and will go back there next week to defend his tour championship. Aaron Baddeley, twice a winner here, who won it in '99 as an amateur. Nick Ahern, we must mention him. He's been knocking on the door of a big victory in Australia for so long, and he's oh so consistent. Have we got our fingers crossed for Nick Ahern this afternoon, and Rod Pampling with a good finish yesterday afternoon to have it at 3 under. So the front page of that leaderboard is chock full of talent. Most of them play overseas. They're experienced. Can they give Allenby 5 shots?
In a word, no. I don't think so. He's such a good ball striker, Robert Allenby, and he's a good putter, and he's putting well this week. The major difference is, of course, he shot 63 the first day, and that's what's given him this 5-shot buffer. I like the way Allenby's swinging the club. Certainly, from my perspective, Aaron Baddeley is swinging better than I've seen him. Shortened his backswing a little bit, driving it better, which has been his nemesis for the last few years. And of course, Nick Ahern just has to make some putts. He's just not getting the ball in the hole, but very consistent ball striker. So could be an interesting day, but the big question is, will Allenby finish the round? You know, with his arm the way it is, will he get to the house?
Yeah, we saw that drama unfold yesterday on 17. Apparently he went to the toilet out on the course, went to lock the door and has re-damaged the nerves in his right hand. Needed treatment on the 17th, but still managed to finish with a birdie last night. He will be in our final group, obviously, this afternoon, and we've got a great array of talent. Senden and Allenby in Group 27 just before 12:30. both US Tour players and both well established in America now. Martin Doyle, the local, he'll have plenty of support and vocal support out here this afternoon. Rod Pampling, another who's enjoyed a good year in the US. Aaron Badley, $1 million man in the US again this year. Nick Ahern, a money-making machine on the European Tour. And Paul Sheehan, as I said, has had a couple of great years in Japan. Robert Allenby, though, is the one they've all got to catch. The weather conditions are going to dictate play again, and we have the sou'wester arriving as it did yesterday. That is the prevailing breeze at this time of year here on the Wilmington Peninsula. Partly cloudy, maybe showers, but the showers fortunately have stayed away. It's going to be chilly again at around about 20, but the big factor in that weather forecast is those 30 to 40 knot sou'westers.
Yeah, well, Pat, I think, you know, a lot of the holes here run east-west, and if you get a northerly, it's a crosswind, and if you get a southerly, it's a crosswind, and they're the hardest shots in golf. Very rarely do you get on this golf course where you're directly downwind or directly into the wind, and they're the hardest shots to play, crosswind. And of course, with the massive length there, you know, 6,900 metres, just about, or 7,500 yards in old money, this is a very, very demanding golf course. And the only good thing, I suspect, is that they've had the southerly the last 2 days. We had different winds every day, so at least they'll know what to expect today. And look, birdies are really hard to come by out here.
Okay, well, one of the toughest holes on the course, as Brett Ogle mentioned a couple of days ago, there's 170 plus bunkers here at Moonah Links, but on the 6th, they don't need them. That's where he is at the moment.
Well, thanks, Paddy. Well, Wayne Riley and I, we're standing on this tough 6th hole here. It was the toughest golf hole yesterday. It averaged just under 5. It's a 458-metre par 4. What makes this hole so tough, Wayne?
228 to reach the top of the fairway. You don't want to go shorter than that. You won't reach this green. You've got to hit it 228 up the top to be able to reach it into to make a chance of making a birdie. If you're lucky, a par.
And just one birdie yesterday.
Craig Parry, 77. Wasn't a happy camper last evening.
It's the only golf hole on this golf course that doesn't have a bunker on it at all. Is that a true links-style golf hole?
Well, it suits today. So if you're coming in with a wood, you can run it in. A lot of the holes here have bunkers in front of the green, so you have to take the aerial route. Luckily, they haven't got bunkers here because it's very hard to reach it in two, let alone run it in.
Now, will you be following today?
I'll be out with Paul Sheehan, who plays up in Japan, and our leader, injured, Robert Allenby. Let's hope he's good today.
Mate, have a good call, and there's no doubt about it. This 6th hole will be taking plenty of prisoners come the end of the day.
Look forward to Radar's comments out there. Himself, of course, a former Australian Open champion back in 1991. Let's talk now to another former Australian Open champion, 3 times in fact, and 5 times a British Open champion. The man who designed Moonah Links, Peter Thompson. We've given him the right of reply. There's been a little bit of criticism this week. He's talking with Mark Allen now.
I'm on the driving range with Australian golfing legend Peter Thompson and designer of this course, Moonah Links. Peter, the 63s, 64s and 65s that they were shooting on the Thursday, what are we going to do about this?
Well, we're not going to do anything about it. I was pleased to see the players find it on a day when it was vulnerable. No wind or very little wind and quite soft greens, and well, they're good players. Well, they are the best players that we find in the whole world, so you expect low scores.
Now, the AGU, we plan to have this tournament to come back to Moonah Links every couple of years or so. Do you think after the scores this year there'd be any changes made, maybe the rough being brought in a touch?
Well, there's a lot to be... You mean you want them to be tougher than it is?
Well, I'm just getting your...
You're going to be very popular with your fellow players. But no, we don't intend this to be a course full of rough. This is rather like the St Andrews old course, which has negligible rough. You can't find any rough on the old course. And we think that's the theme here. The fairways are generously wide. And in every way, I think the players should enjoy this. I mean, I would if I was their age. I'd think this was great fun.
Well, I was going to ask my final question. Robert Allenby, he's got a 5-shot lead going into a day and a sore hand. You're the designer of the golf course. How do you think he should attack it out there today?
I feel immensely sorry for him in his predicament because clearly he's playing miles better than anybody else. And he's only got to stand up to win, and it would be terrible if he was robbed of the win by this injury.
Pete, thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Only got to stand up to win. I don't know about that. He'll have plenty of work to do this afternoon. Your thoughts? This course is tough enough.
Yeah, look, I agree with him about the driving. I mean, the fairways are generously wide here, and that's why on the first day where we had no wind, players are allowed to take their driver and belt it. But of course, once the wind got up, you know, it's just caused some problems, not only with the putting, but as we pointed out, the sixth, the hole there averaging 4.8. So, like I said, I just think there needs to be some flexibility with the tees and the ability, given the weather forecast, to change where they may have selected to put the pins. And I think flexibility is the order of the day. Look, I agree with Peter. You know, the fairways are generously wide. I like the golf course, but I think it needs to be toned down a bit from the tee positions.
Well, we head out to the course now. Viegas is in the 12-pin group. He's about to go.
Good to see the young man back here from Colombia. And that's a beautiful tee shot down the right half of the fairway with
on the tee from Western Australia, Greg Chalmers.
right to left breeze, and Greg Chalmers, who has had 372s, very consistent. The first day, perhaps the one that's caused him to be so far behind on a day when everyone was moving. He shot even par.
We see an Australian Open champion in '98, and that was on a very, very difficult golf course.
Well, one of my favourites, Royal Adelaide, where he won. Good short game, which you have to have around here. Started down the left-hand side of the fairway and left it there, so that's problems for Chalmers at the first.
Speaking of problems, this man had a few yesterday, including a triple bogey late in the round that really ruined things. He started the day in second spot. He's at even. Adam Scott, world number 8, tournament favourite a couple of days ago.
Yeah, look, Paddy, his putting, I think, has caused most of his problems. Really putted poorly yesterday, and then I got the feeling it sort of chewed at him so much that it affected the rest of his game. I'm just not absolutely convinced that he is a great wind player as yet. I mean, I know he's won in Europe. He won the Players' Championship at Sawgrass, but this golf course and some of our links courses here, a different proposition.
This is the man who was aiming for a slice of history this week, trying to emulate the great Aussie Pickworth with 3 consecutive Australian Opens. That dream sadly is gone. That was for birdie at the third. Started the day at +3, rounds of 74, 72 and 73. And with the short putter in his hand today.
Not surprisingly after the first day. But he hasn't had he's had a less than special preparation here, having flown from Spain to get here.
Yeah, straight after the World Cup. Let's go down to Wayne Riley on the practice range.
Thanks, Paddy. I'm with Paul Trainer, PGA Tour physio. The lowdown on Robert Allenby.
Robert's recovering pretty well from a problem he's been carrying all year, Wayne. He's been struggling with a type of arthritis that was diagnosed earlier in the year in the States, and that was subsequently complicated by a fall a few weeks ago. And since then we've been trying to treat him for his the general tightness and a lot of nerve pain in his from his neck and into his hand. And look, we just hope he can get through today.
We're praying he can get through. Do you think he'll get through?
Look, I do at this stage. I think he's been showed a lot of courage in the last few days. He actually has been in a fair amount of discomfort, and I think it's just a testament to the bloke. He just wants to get out there and win the tournament.
Paul, thank you. You've got the goss.
Radar, thank you. That update. There's our on-course leaders at the moment, remembering that Robert Allenby is about 40 minutes from playing his opening tee shot here on the final round at Moonah Links. Scott Laycock in red numbers today. There's not too many again as this southwesterly buffets Moonah Links. Back after this.
Yeah, well, look, I just think he's got to make some putts, Pat. I think there's nothing wrong with his ball striking. He's missed a consistency in that area.
He had 28 putts yesterday, Jack, so he...
Oh, looks pretty good.
Yeah, he just didn't hit enough greens. Only 11 greens in regulation. Usually he's up around 13 or 14, but most of the players really struggled yesterday to find the greens in regulation. And Aaron Badley had 32 putts, which is very unlike Aaron Badley.
Let's go ahead quickly to Martin Doyle.
Using the putter and taking the flag out.
Confident.
Yeah, well, some people think if you take the flag out, you zero in on the hole better, whereas with the flag stick in, it's a bit of a cushion, and I don't know, the theory is, I suppose, that you're not thinking so much about holding it. But quite worked that one out yet. But
Well, I never took the flag out when I had a slick downhill putt. On the first, Aaron Badley and Mark Allen, you're there.
Yeah, I followed Aaron yesterday, and I agree with you, Jack. His swing is looking fantastic. No sign of that left shot that haunted him for a long time. Hang on. Have I opened my mouth too early?
that's the kiss of death, Mark, when you say that.
Thanks very much, Jack. I've learned my lesson.
Next player on the tee from Western Australia, Nico Hearn.
But he used to be a bit longer and a little bit sort of flippy from the top, and I like what he's done. He's maintained his full shoulder turn, but he's shortened the length of his backswing, and I reckon it looks pretty good. And it looks like it's not far off being something that'll really work for him.
You wouldn't back against this guy missing the first fairway, would you, Nick O'Hearn? 81% of the fairways hit this week. Very straight.
Heading straight down the middle. Ooh, lucky it was, because it would not have carried the fairway trap on the right-hand side, which is only 217 metres to carry. So it'll be interesting to watch these two navigate their way around the course today. Nick O'Hearn has to go left and right of a lot of bunkers. Aaron Badley just pulls the trigger and flies most of them.
Let's see if Pampling can get the pace right here at the first.
Oh dear, these guys are really struggling for the pace.
And Jack, as we mentioned right at the opener of the show, another big dump of rain here overnight. It's got to have had some effect on these greens as Martin Doyle tries to save his par. Well,
Terrific up and down from over the back of the green via the Texas wedge. Looks like he plays tough courses pretty well.
safely away, Doyle and Pampling. Doyle remaining at 2 under and Pampling at 3. 6 behind our leader, Robert Allenby, who will be out very, very shortly. Badley and Ahern are on the course. It leaves just Robert Allenby and Paul Sheehan to tee it up. And they will go in about 5 minutes' time. We'll be back to catch all that action shortly. Can Robert Allenby add a second Australian Open title? We're on the first hole. Nick Ahern, 3 under, 6 from the lead. His second shot.
Once again, another one that goes over the green, and that's more difficult than the other ones that are missing back right. Down the left rough, Badley.
Looks like a bit of a smelly lie, Brett. Whether he can get the club on it. Yeah.
Dribbling all the way back down the hill. Yeah.
Not enough club on the ball to get it all the way to the green. caught the downslope, and that's what he's got left.
She's a tough little opener, this first hole. Not only have you got to drive it straight, but premium on accuracy as well into the green.
Well, I think it's a classic example, Brett, that 339 metres can still cause some problems. It doesn't have to be 460 metres.
Wayne Riley is down there.
Paddy, this is what it's all about. The Australian Open, the Stonehaven Cup. Tonight, one of these guys out there will be crowned Australian Open champion. The names on this, unbelievable. Nicholas, Gary Player, Watson, Jack, your name's still on it as well. Budding Australian Open champions right here with me. What do you think of this, guys, kids? Yeah. You have it.
The Pied Piper. Plenty of fans out there this afternoon. Grabbing the occasional pie for him. Paul Sheehan first up.
Look, this is a big day for him, Pat, but I expect him to play well. He's, as I said, I think he's got the right trajectory to play well in this win. And he's had a lot of experience in Japan now. Needs a good start, though. Going left. Not what he had in mind, and a lot will depend on his lie, as we just saw with Aaron Baddeley.
Leader, Victoria, Robert Allenby.
The dulcet tones of John Hickson, first tee announcer. Does a lot of work with us at the Junior Golf Foundation. Steeped in history, that family. His father, of course, used to own PGF, or used to run PGF.
Australian Open champion in 1994, and after a morning of physio, he's ready to hit his opening tee shot.
That looks to be going right.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
He's only won one tournament in the last 4 years, Robert Allenby. It was the Masters last year in a playoff. Hasn't won on the US Tour for 4 years.
Badley's third at the first. Delicate little shot. Well played. Too much action on the ball. Would have been a bit closer. It was just a few moments ago.
Well, here's a tough shot. He's going to flop it. Oh, my goodness. When you get a clap from Jack Newton, you know it's impressive. That takes some serious
intestinal fortitude, I would have thought.
Thanks,
to play
Jack.
That shot at the opening hole.
I was going to say something else.
Would have been very easy to say something else.
Boy, you need nerves of steel to play a shot like that.
Especially right out of the box.
You're saying, Jack, that that's not what he would have been practicing on the range this morning?
I don't think so, no.
Big putt for Baddeley here. Left lip, uphill. Drop shot at the opening hole for the two-time Australian Open champion Aaron Baddeley. 78th on the money list this year, $1,006,000. He was the last player on tour to earn $1 million. 78 players earned over $1 million. It's just unbelievable.
Scary, isn't it?
Oh,
when I played there, the biggest tournament was the World Open at Pinehurst, 300,000 total. That was the biggest tournament.
And now they get $300,000 for finishing third, fourth in some events.
Oh, that's a good save from Nick O'Hearn.
Brilliant.
Second in the Masters, I got 30,000, Brett. What do you get now?
I think it's about 600 and something thousand. Runner up at the Masters. $1 million first prize.
Big smile on the face of Nick Ahern, and why not? A miracle par saver at the first. Robert Allenby and Paul Sheehan have started their rounds. The entire field is out here for the final round of the Australian Open. We will be back at Moonah Links in just a moment.
As we go forward to the second par 5, Rod Pampling playing back into the wind today, third shot. Oh, what a beauty. Lovely shot. Right on pin high, about 3 metres to the right. Good opportunity for a birdie for Pampling.
Jack, how important is it that someone makes a charge early, or can things change dramatically over those last couple of holes?
Well, I believe that someone has to come out of the box and put it to Allenby and see whether, you know, he can handle it. I mean, the big question, as we said at the start of the show, is whether he can finish. I'm sure he will. So we watch Paul Sheehan's long-range birdie putt. Nasty one left. I think the best position to do it would be Paul Sheehan, playing with him. Big day for Paul, though. Last group of the Australian Open. He's come a long way in the last 2 or 3 years.
Third shot for Martin Doyle, playing alongside Pampling.
There's only been one birdie, Brett, in the last 8 groups that have played this hole. That was Scott Laycock. There's been some mini disasters there as well.
The thing about this course too, Jack, is any one of these 18 holes can really trick you up, as we take a look at the stats for Allenby in his 3 rounds. But just one errant shot here can cost you a triple on this golf course. But it's going to be so hard for a guy like Paulie Sheehan or any of those other guys to make a lot of birdies to put the pressure on. It'll Allenby coming backwards that'll give them an opportunity.
Short. Everyone's been short from below that hole.
I've played a lot of golf with Robert over the years, and he's not the kind of guy, he just doesn't back up a lot. He doesn't come back a lot. When he's in contention and he's in the lead, he just sticks there. You know, in America they might wear you down, but on a golf course like this, it's tough to make a lot of birdies and come running at you. Robert will just keep plugging away. He's got the game for this golf course with a nice strong draw, so he can hold it up into the left to right breeze. And when he's playing the right to left wind, he can sling it, carry most of the fairway traps. So he's got the whole complete game for this track to win.
A 4 from the pocket for Robert Allenby. At the first, he remains 9 under, and he leads the Australian Open field by 5.
Interesting there, he putted out. Not sure whether he just felt like he wanted to putt out, or he's going to put the pressure back on Sheehan here. I would have thought it would have been normal for him to mark that and finish after Sheehan's putt, but he didn't do it that way.
Look at the stats there, Brett. The par 3s have stolen shots from just about everyone in the field.
Well, the par 3s here, the last 2 days, played crosswind, which is really hard, and they put the pins, some of them on the left side when the wind's been blowing left to right, so it makes it so hard to get the ball close to the hole. Big putt for Paul here, uphill just inside left edge. Pushed it. 5-shot lead. Now from Rod Pampling, as Paul Sheehan drops back to 3 under, disappointing opening bogey.
Oh, gee whiz. How did that miss?
Yeah, the anguish from the locals. There's many supporters out there today.
lives at Crib Point. Martin Doyle is down the road.
This is back down the fairway of this 517-metre par 5.
Needs to lay it up out to the left, avoid those bunkers up the right. Yeah, well played. Pampling up ahead of the green with a putt to take outright second place, given that Paul Shand's taken a bogey at the first. It's a great ball. Terrific third shot Pampling played in there.
Well, he takes over from Sheehan as outright second. 5 shots adrift of Robert Allenby. Hearn, Sheehan at 3, Doyle at 2, Badley at 2. He's dropped a shot today early in his round. Stuart Appleby still going along pretty well this afternoon. Take a break. Be back to Moonah Links after this. Part of the fabulous scenery here at Moonah Links on the Mornington Peninsula. The clubhouse, mostly vacated, I would imagine, by now as they go out to watch as the leaders are on course. Aaron Badley, his third shot to the second.
Well, left off the tee at the first and left there. A little bit disappointed.
Let's go ahead to the 6th and check on the progress of Adam Scott.
Not having a good day, Pat.
3 bogeys in 6 holes, Jack.
Bogey the 2 par 5s as well. 2 and 4.
Especially 4, which is a hole you should be thinking about birdie there. Took 6.
Nick Ahern. Third shot of the par 5.
Would have looked better where he's coming from. Can't see where that ball finished, right at the stick.
Stuart Appleby with a par start. This for birdie at the 3rd. And got it. Appleby moves to 2 under. Could be a player like him to maybe set a total. Mind you, he has to shoot 66 or 67. Set 6 under or something, Adam.
Par at the 6th for Adam Scott, but he remains 3 over for the day and 3 over for the championship.
Gets a par at the hardest hole on the course and drops a shot at the easiest. Well, the way it's played today, the last 2 days anyway.
Short-sighted himself, Jack. No shot from there. You missed the flags on the wrong sides of these greens here. You really are up against it. As quick as these greens are, about 10.5 in the stimp meter. Even the fringes are quicker than most of the people's public golf course. Fairways would be the speed.
Rod Pampling up the big mound, the sand dune on the right of the 3rd. I think we'll need to check whether that's in fact his 2nd or his 3rd shot. It's still not on the green. Possibly could have driven it to there. I don't know. It was a very short little chip, so one would suggest he may have been in one of the fairway traps. Now we'll check that for you. Rod Pampling may, in a minute, be playing his 4th shot.
Back to the 2nd, and Nick Ahern for a birdie at the 2nd. Well short. It's at least 1.5 meters. bit of a tester.
It's my imagination, Brett, but he looks to me like the putter's not staying low through the stroke. As he strikes the ball, the putter's, I think, coming up a little bit too early.
Check, but that is his third for Pampling. He's got that to save par. It's a birdie at the second, and the one to make the early move here in pursuit of our leader.
Badly for par. Wow, that got a good piece of the hole too. Probably should have really gone in. It was good speed, but unfortunately it will be a drop shot for Aaron Badley. All of a sudden bogey start for the young Victorian.
Martin Doyle. Love to make this. Another one, Jack.
Yeah, we've seen it so far today. Players just not getting the speed right. That was centre cut too. Nothing more frustrating in the game, I think, than to hit a putt you think you've made and leave it right in the heart short. You'd rather miss it by a foot.
Par for Nick Ahern.
The only person that should be leaving them short in the heart today is Robert Allenby. He's the one in the lead with the big lead. The others should be having a dig, especially on uphill putts.
The par 3 fifth, Viegas, Colombian for birdie, and yes, back to even par.
What a great year this kid had. He had no exemption anywhere at all. Got a couple of invites onto the nationwide tour, played 10 tournaments, had 5 top 10s, and all of a sudden he's got a US tour card next year. A kid that can really play. He's like in the mould of that Charles Howell III. Dresses tight clothes and pumping muscles.
Challenging badly on the fashion stakes on the US tour.
Oh, there's only one guy called Dresses, and that's Bads.
From 165, Robert Allenby. A long way back, guys. Left to right breeze, elevated green. Let's check the wrist out when he hits it. Heading a tad right on the breeze. Will it catch a piece of the green?
That ball hasn't finished yet. Gone.
Had the green for a little while there, Radar, but seen it so often this week.
That will go all the way back about 20 metres back down.
Agonising, isn't it, as you sit back on the fairway and watch what you thought was a pretty good shot.
Well, Jack and I were talking a little while ago about this golf course has copped a lot of criticism from the players. I felt that it's very similar to a Birkdale or a Carnoustie or Muirfield. They're tough golf courses over there. The only difference with this one, I feel, to that of one of the British Open courses, and I know Jack agrees with me here, is the greens are a lot quicker here. The breeze still blows exactly the same as it does in England, but there's a lot more runoff areas on these greens than there are in England and Scotland, Jack.
Yeah, well, they've been manufactured, the greens, in some cases. And the greens are sort of upside down sources, so anything just catching the edge of the green's gone.
This is good for line. Come on, hit it, wind. Fantastic shot from the man from Coffs.
Yeah, I always thought he was from Coffs Harbour. When I knew him, he did, but he was actually born in Wollongong and he now lives in Melbourne, so I don't know what you make of all that.
He lives out near Pakenham.
Those galleries in the background for the final day of the Australian Open. Robert Allenby still leads by 5. Rod Pampling at 4 under. Hearn and Sheehan at 3, but Paul Sheehan has a chance of birdie to get back that earlier drop shot. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment to Moonah Links. You're at Moonah Links on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria. Final day of the Australian Open. And I can tell you, as we look at Robert Allenby with his 4th shot, his 3rd dribbled all the way off the green. Work to do. Is this the first little chink? Head to 3, Brett, and we see side by side Badley and Ahern, and in perfect position.
Yeah, I love this little par 4. I just think it's terrific. It's a real thinker off the tee. You can take it on and get it up into the neck, or you can lay it back with a 3-wood right where Badley is. Perfect position.
99 to the stick. Tough little pin placement here and needs a good shot. Not too bad.
That's a beauty, Mark. About 2 metres under the hole. Terrific shot. That front right pin placement is a tricky one there. Back to Allenby now for par at the 2nd. First little chink, Paddy.
Back to 8 under.
He'll be filthy at that, taking a 6 on a par 5. Long hitters do not like making bogeys on par 5 holes.
.98 metres to the stick. This is his bread and butter. Out to the left, needs a good kick. Got a little bit of spin to the right, so shouldn't be too bad.
About 4 metres, right under the hole, so it's a good chance for an attacking putt. That's what you've got to do this afternoon, is somehow leave uphill putts.
Two-shot swing on that hole. Paul Sheehan making birdie. Back to 4. The lead is 4. Robert Allenby and Paul Sheehan playing in the final group there, eyeing each other like a couple of gunfighters in this final round. The 2nd shot off tape. Hearn now for birdie at the 3rd.
Oh, can't stop there. Oh, how disappointing. Oh, that's hanging over the hole. He's got 10 seconds to walk up to it. That is literally hanging over the edge of the hole. It's as good as a 280-metre drive. 1/4 of an inch putt.
Cruel.
And Badley with a golden opportunity. Better speed. Straight in for Aaron Badley after a bogey start. Kicks back with a birdie at the 3rd.
Still not a par on the scorecard of Aaron Badley. As we look at this 3rd, Jack.
Yeah, the key to this hole is the bunker on the right, 231 to carry it, and the one on the left is 279. So you have to thread the needle, as Brett said, with from the tee. I think a little bit easier with the pin on the front than at the back, and quite a bit of elevation up to the green. But you can see just 7 birdies, 4.25. Quite a sharp dog leg to the right, so you can chew off as much as you want, but you don't want to be stuck up in that sand dune where we saw Rod Pampling a little earlier, who in fact took 6 there.
Takes the honour, Paul Sheehan.
Yep. Mayor's office, Pat. Mayor's office. Beautiful tee shot.
I can tell you guys that 9 groups have signed their final scorecards here at Moonah Links as we wait for Robert Allenby's tee shot. That's good too with the driver, and the other good sign there that the right hand didn't drop away from the club straight after he'd hit it. So that's a relief.
Gee, he pumped that one up there. That's right up into the narrow neck there.
Par 3 fifth. Pin 16-8 right there.
Wind whipping across that green, Brett, from the left.
Tough shot he's left himself there with Jack.
Good galleries here today, and I was going to say 9 groups have signed off so far, only 2 in red numbers. Kurt Barnes with a 70, Craig Parry with a 71. The rest has been par or worse. But Robert Allenby continues to lead. His lead has been cut to 4 by Paul Sheehan. Appleby and Ahern at 3. It's starting to gain momentum here at Moonah Links.
Ones that go left.
The Hawkins.
Bringing his step now for Paul Sheehan, Brett. Great birdie at 2.
Look, he's been impressive. He's hung around, he's sniffed around since the start. Radar, he's certainly looking pretty confident, isn't he?
Certainly is. Perfect tee balls for both these players. Front right flag. Difficult to get close, Brett, but there's a little slope behind the flag, so that helps. I think you'll see Paul just hit a little left of the flag and use that slope. Difficult to create spin. Straight down the breeze.
Gone. How many times have we seen that this week?
Jack, Robert is much closer, some 30 metres closer. He's got 59 the flag. Let's check out whether he's going to play the wee Scottish bunt or he's going to take the aerial route and use the slope. He's experienced, as we know, former champion, winner all around the world, so if he doesn't do that, I'll be surprised, because if he goes straight to the flag, I'd say it'll be long. Perfect lie, sitting up like a coconut.
I think he's too close to the green, Radar, really, for this shot with a front left flag.
He is, totally, but he can play the bunt. He can shut down the sand iron, back in the stance a little bit, and just bunt it short of the green, and just rely on one hop, and then just... Sounds easy, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't it?
I think he'll go aerial. One bounce and spin it.
He'll need the sexy fingers. He's gone for the bunt. Fine shot.
You're the man, Radar.
Correct and right.
Saw Stuart Appleby miss the green at the par 3 here to the right. Chip back into the wind. He's got to pop this up nice and high, just on the fringe, and let it release. Oh, get in. Oh, birdie, birdie, birdie all of a sudden from Stuart Appleby. And he's moved to 4 under par and some excitement. 3-4-2 the last 3 holes for the Victorian. And he's come to light.
He's not going to give his old mate the Australian Open Championship.
My pick at the start of the week too, Stuart Appleby. Go you, good thing.
I think you better Got to draw the whip a long way from home, though, Bugle.
You give me that wry smile, Jack. Where's your man?
He's just taken 6 at the third, which didn't help my cause, but...
It's Rod Pampling we're talking about, who started par birdie and then took a double bogey at the third. Really take the wind out of his sails.
He's playing a smart shot here, Sheen. He's got the putter out. For those of you at home, many a time when I do corporate golf days or whatever, taking out the sandwich and trying the miracle lob shot onto the green and flub it, and it comes all the way back to your feet. Keep the ball low to the ground. It's much easier to judge the speed and the pace to the hole. And that's why they call this the Texas wedge. 9 times out of 10, the worst putt from a position like this is much better than a chip.
Bogey birdie start for Sheehan.
Good try.
Left himself a tester, though.
Yeah, it's often thought that some people think that chipping the ball, you've got a better chance of holding it. But for the club golfer who's got a shot on the hole, putter is absolutely the right club.
Most of the courses, it's probably pretty hard to do that with Kikuyu grass in Sydney and the leafy stuff in Queensland. Down here it's a lot easier, I suppose, in Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the fringes here are pretty closely mown, and it's all gooch grass. Course has really settled in since we were here 2 years ago. Still pretty new when we were here in 2003.
Lee Yanner, the course superintendent here, just 32 years of age, his team have done a magnificent job. When I got here earlier in the week, I thought, wow, this just looks pristine. It looked a lot better, and as you said, Jack, a lot more knitted in than it was back in 2003.
Allenby consulting his caddy Dion, who used to caddy for Aaron Badley.
Yeah, Robert's gone through a few caddies over the years. Fiery boy.
That was to get it back after a par bogey start.
Boy, he hit a good putt though, Pat. He was stiff there. I thought he holed it. It's broken right across the face of the hole, and a pretty good holding speed.
Rock solid par 4, and he's got the par 5 fourth, which is playing down breeze today coming up. Every time he's made a bogey the last 3 days, he's kicked back in the next 2 holes with a birdie. Can he do it again?
Bit putt here for Paul Sheen. Bit of a nervous start. Dropped the stroke at the first. Made a very nice birdie at 2. And a little bit of action here where he needs to somehow work this in the hole and keep heading in the right direction. Not an easy putt though. It's a slidey downhill left to righter, which are not the favourite putts of the professionals. Now I've had a look from this side of the hole. It looks like it could go left as well. Roberts went right.
I think this will be probably just on right lip, Jack. It's got to trickle it too, that's the problem.
Perfect read. Both from in the box and on the golf course. Paul Sheehan remains at 4 under. But the A-team of Australian golf are back together again. It took a while for Stuart Appleby to join his old mate, but Stuart Appleby, with 3 birdies in a row, is now running second with Paul Sheehan and 4 shots behind, and this is why. Look at this at the par 3 fifth. Pentax shot of the day from Stuart Appleby. His reward will come on the leaderboard. And we'll show you that in just a second. Here we are, Allenby and Appleby, as they have been so many times in big Australian tournaments. Appleby at 8, he's dropped a shot today. Allenby at 8, I should say. Appleby at -4. So too Sheehan. Doyle and Ahern are hanging in there, pampling a double bogey, hurting his chances. We'll be back to Moonah Links in a moment. There is little doubt in these early stages of the final day of the Australian Open who our Chrysler player of the day is so far. Stuart Appleby. He has had 3 consecutive birdies. Started out par, then went 3-4-2. You wondered how he made it at 5? Here's your answer. Bingo. Started the day at -1, 8 shots from the lead. The gap is now just 4 as we go out to the 4th.
Tough shot, Nick O'Hearn.
Beautiful looking shot's got to land on the bottom tier and bounce up. That is a magnificent shot. Peter Thompson standing by. No clap. Come on, Pete.
Now Aaron Baddeley. Pretty straightforward.
Thought he might use the putter here. He's got the beautiful looking shot in the end. Thought the putter would have been the shot, but he's proved me wrong.
Yeah, when he chips like that.
There we go. Down to Stuart Appleby. Just a few mini dramas here at the 6th.
Oh, what a great shot that is. Judged that very, very well.
Heard Mark Allen give this a high mark out of 10 from the trap, the fairway. A birdie, Ahern.
Very tentative on the green so far today, Nick O'Hearn. Four straight pars for the Western Australian. Definitely golden opportunities.
His third.
For 3 birdies in the first 4 and left 3 of them short in the heart.
John Senden is on the 6th. He's been sitting back watching this brilliant round from Stuart Appleby. He's been pretty solid, Senden, with pars at his opening 5 holes to remain at 1 under. He's got this for birdie to join the group in red figures. Never looked like missing. Great putt, John Senden. A 3 at the 6th. That's worth a shot and a half on the field today. He slips to 1 under. 1 under today and 2 under for the tournament.
Now Baddeley for birdie at the par 5 4th. Oh. Well, he doesn't miss too many of those. 4th in putting on the US Tour this year. Aaron Baddeley averages just over 28 putts around.
Early days, but in the context of the tournament, this is an important putt.
Disappointing.
Stops the run, and he stops the run in the worst possible way with a bogey for Stuart Appleby. And slips back to 3 under for the tournament. Sheehan again is alone in second, 4 shots adrift of Allenby, I should say.
He's not the only one that hole has claimed today. Averaging 4.8 that 6th hole as we go back to the par 5. Look at the ball positions of Sheehan and Allenby. Allenby absolutely perfect. Out with the 5-wood. Trusty little 5-wood.
From 304, this is high, turning on the breeze, heading a little left. Has to make sure he doesn't short side himself for his 3rd shot. He might have.
Yeah, it'll be an awkward little pitch, Radar. There's no doubt about that. The trap in the middle of the green on the left edge juts out there, so he'll have a difficult little shot.
Now,
sorry, Jack, you were just about to say something.
we understand that this is Paul Sheehan's 3rd shot.
It is. He laid up out of a left-hand fairway trap with a 9-iron. He's got himself 149 straight down the breeze. He's got an 8-iron, wind just slightly out of the right. So he'll try to send this to the middle of the green, let the wind hit it and bound it up there. Great for line attacking. Is the wind hitting it? Oh, I believe it is. Knocked it down.
Had eagle on this hole yesterday, Paul Sheehan.
Now in badly at the par 3 5th.
Picked the wrong club here yesterday, and it looks like he's done it again. Very sheltered on the tee, get up, and is short again 2 days in a row. You can't feel the wind on the 5th tee.
From one par 3 to another, the 7th hole-in-one Audi hole. Superb. 4 feet from a car. They really don't want the hole-in-one to go off on this 7th hole, do they? Wind whipping across from the left, and 2 days in a row now, the pin being back left.
Back to the first of the par 3s on this front side, the 5th.
Hooking with the wind. Or he's not going to like this where it finishes. That's going to be a very tough up and down. I think it's just in that ryegrass too. It's just been left. Haven't got the mowers on that ryegrass, I reckon, since probably Wednesday afternoon, so no spin from there.
He's just seen his playing partner put it to a couple of metres, Stuart Appleby.
Just been for a little break, Pat, and outside. I can tell you it's not as cold as it was yesterday, and certainly it's not as strong, but it's gusting, that wind, and that's why you'll see some weird results with some of these clubs if the wind gusts at the wrong time.
Allenby remains our leader, but he has dropped a shot today. He's back to 8 under. Sheehan, Appleby, Doyle, Ahern, they're all there with a chance if they can make a charge in the next few holes. We'll be back to Moonah Link shortly. And the right of the 5th, the par 3.
Oh, excellent shot. Much easier shot from that side than the other. Well, I don't think that's what Robert had in mind. Now he's put some heat on his putting.
He's lying 3 there on this par 5, but as Radar told us when we watched his second, he short-sighted himself.
But Appleby now with that putt for a bogey.
Well, after birding 3 of the first 5, he's in danger of giving 3 back in 2 holes.
It seems all our leaders are putting themselves under pressure at the moment. Badley goes chasing it quickly again. That will be his 4th bogey in 6 holes. Not dead yet?
No, I see putting down breeze. So this hole averaging 4.7, and then the 2 par 3s, 3.2, 6th, 4.5, and then the 7th, 3.2. So a really tough little stretch of holes here, 5, 6, and 7. Good putt by Nick.
Let's go back to the par 5. Paul Sheehan. Oh, that'll be a 6. On the par 5, disappointing, 2 bogeys and a birdie in his opening 4 holes. Drop back to 3 under. We had a little stretch of some birdies happening, and all of a sudden, pars are looking good. Maybe even a bogey for this man.
Oh.
Out of jail, Jack.
Dodged a bullet. This leader, Robert Allenby for par. Nope. Always left straight off the putter.
Boy, what's happening out here? Got a little ahead of myself with Badley. He's in fact dropped 3 shots in 5 holes.
Allenby all of a sudden has gone 4-6, 4-6. He still has a 4-shot lead though. The others are going backwards as well.
Johnny's a little birdie run for John.
Deserved it. One of the best tee shots you'll see there all day. Our leaders approach the 5th, Brett, the 1st of the par 3s, and as we said, breeze across on just about all these par 3s.
Look, the tough thing here, it's an elevated tee to an elevated green, but for the first 30 or 40 metres of the tee shot, you can't feel the breeze at all, so it's really hard to judge, and you can't see any trees on the left-hand side to really get a feel off. Pin today cut just short of a back tier in the middle of the green, but once the ball gets out there some 40 or 50 metres, the breeze really hits it. These players going in with a 6-iron today. It's a tough par 3. Needs your attention.
From 168, 6-iron. Well, this baby's hovering up in the air. Good for line. I don't think this is up.
Oh, look out.
Whoa.
It's gone, Radar, I think. Hasn't finished yet either.
Welcome to the torture chamber.
That's disappointing. That's unbelievable. Have a look at that ball. Look at it.
Well, this is not golf. This is survival of the fittest at the moment.
Well, that's what it should be. Jack, when you play an Open Championship, no matter what Open Championship you play around the world, you know that you're on a tough examination of a golf course, and when you walk off at the end of 72 holes, you feel like you've played 3 weeks to a month of golf in 1 week.
Well, as Robert Allenby selects his club, let's put it in perspective. He started with a 5-shot lead. He was 9 under. He's still got 4-shot buffer, but he's dropped 2 himself. Senden, Doyle, Ahern and Sheehan are all at 3 under. But there has been bogeys appearing on the scorecards of all our leaders in the last few holes as these heavy gusts of sou'wester.
Sets up perfectly this for Robert Allenby. He'll just turn this right to left against the breeze. It's all about club selection. Smooth 6-iron. Heading a little right. How's the ground going to treat it? Whoa.
Ripped it straight through the wind.
I tell you what, Brett, out here, the gallery, they're all just standing around here and they just can't believe what's going on. They've sort of got that look on their face. It's not that easy. It's not that difficult. I mean, but believe me, this is brutal.
This is the famous 6th that was the subject of your little opener this morning.
Well, I didn't see the bushes over on the left-hand side here, that's for sure.
This one's going left, fellas. This one is going way, way left.
Well, he's just caught a part of the fairway and he's got a long way in for his 3rd.
Interesting.
Allenby at 7. Senden, Doyle, Ahern, Sheehan. What's happening out here? We'll be back to Moonah Links as the torture test that is the final round of the Australian Open continues. Two players in our last 5 groups, Brett, that hasn't yet had a bogey on the card. The other is Martin Doyle. Senden with 5 straight pars, and then this to set up birdie at 7 to follow his fantastic birdie of the 6th.
He's been in full control, hasn't he? So far today, that's our Chrysler player of the day. Deservedly so. Nick O'Hearn at the 6th, second shot.
I like it.
The big dog out there, I think, off the deck.
Driver off the deck for sure, Brett.
That's what Craig Parry did yesterday, Jack. The only birdie yesterday, and he hit driver to the 6th.
This is where Paul Sheehan's tee shot finished at the par 3. This is 2nd here. Difficult chip. Oh, he's done well. Good touch. But left himself that little tester, 2 metres for par there.
Seems only moments ago we were saying Stuart Appleby was on the charge.
Had a little tough behind his ball there that he had to negotiate with the club. Played a punch type shot. And of course down breeze, just no stop on the ball.
That looked like it landed on the Monash freeway.
Third shot for Badley. Remember, he was in the trees left.
It's going left. Looked like a little 7-iron. He's still going to have some tough work to get down in 2 for his 5. 30 feet left.
Yeah, well, we thought his swing changes were working, but today they haven't. He's got the left ball going. Allenby with some work to do.
John Senden, absolutely perfect, middle of the fairway. Pin cut 15.5 right, tough pin to get at, needs some spin. Oh yeah, wonderful. Right under the hole, an opportunity for 3 in a row. The big mover.
Badly for par from long range. Beautiful putt. That's another drop shot for him. So he's dropped 4 shots in the first 6 holes and just 1 birdie at 3.
Yes, well, sadly I preempted that before when I was a little ahead of myself, but he has now dropped 4 shots and 6 holes. And
well, he went left off the first tee, left with his 3rd shot at the par 5, left here off the tee. I think when you're making swing changes, when you're under the gun, you've just par putt for Allenby.
Oh, the wind. All day, every day, that would have been a left flip putt. The breeze took it away, and that's 3 bogeys in the first 5 holes for tournament leader Robert Allenby, who comes back to 6 under. Just a 3-shot lead now from John Senden and Nick O'Hearn, and things tightening up, Jack.
Well, never over it till it's over, is it?
let's go straight out to O'Hearn, putting for birdie. Haven't had to say that too much today.
As I said at the start, though, it was Allenby's to come back. It's hard for somebody to get out there today and shoot 5 under or 6 under on this tough golf course. And look what Robert Allenby's doing. He's giving a lot of guys a chance here to win this championship. A guy like Camilo Villegas, who went out in 35, he's 1 under par, could be one who sets a score.
Over the back of the green here, Stuart Appleby. Tried to play the high flop shot, but this came out too soft from the rough. He's shaking his head, saying that was out of the middle.
Paul Sheehan saves his par at the 5th, remains at 3 under, and now just 3 the difference between Robert Allenby and his pursuers.
And they're heading to the tough 6th, the number 1 hole on the card.
You can see John Senden on the right-hand side of your screen. He's been waiting a long time while Stuart Appleby negotiates this 8th, which is playing down breeze. Another one goes for Stuart Appleby. Senden has a chance in just a moment to get to within 2 shots of Robert Allenby.
As soon as I said look out for Appleby, you said, Jack, you know, you're not coming around the last hurdle yet, and he's rattled off 3 straight bogeys on me. Put the mocker on him.
Yeah, birdie, 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 bogey, bogey, bogey.
This course can do it to you. Nick O'Hearn, 7th.
7-9 for 173. Shot sets up perfectly for his draw. Started a little bit left, now coming back on the wind. Might need to stop a little bit. It's a very good shot all the same. Just not quite close enough. He just needs to break his duck with birdie putts, that's all.
Big putt here for John Senden. Rock solid par. But he is one of the few in the field that is giving himself a shot at birdie at the moment. Remains at 3 under. And through 8 holes, John Senden is just 3 from the lead. Still held by Robert Allenby, despite the fact that he has dropped 3 shots today. Nick O'Hearn has a long-range birdie putt at 7. Paul Sheehan has been pretty solid today, playing in the final group. Martin Doyle and Villegas also in red numbers. Back in a moment. Bogey to follow. Appleby got on the birdie train. 3 in a row. At the 5th, the Colombian Camilo Villegas. It's been a roller coaster for Aaron Badley today.
Hasn't it? What? 4 bogeys. This for a birdie at 3 though. Bogey, bogey, birdie, par, bogey, bogey. Not what he was looking for to start the final round of the MFS Australian Open. Appleby shot at the par 3 fifth. Birdie 3 and 4. Was in trouble here at 5 and then pulled out this one. What a cracker. Magnificent.
John Senden has been the one who's been rock solid today. And from our final 5 groups, or 4 groups, he remains the only player without a bogey on his card. And despite the breeze, very gusty from the southwest, Senden has played some fabulous iron shots into these greens. And all the while, it just got harder for Robert Allenby.
Well, his putting has always been a little suspect. Robert Allenby, 192nd he finished in putting this year. 31 tournaments on the US Tour with an average of 30 putts a round. And all of a sudden, the chink in his armour is showing in this final round early on.
Our Dodo update. And what has been a dramatic start to the final round of the 2005 MFS Australian Open.
Good look at the 6th hole here. It's just a long slog, really. You've got to smash your driver to get it on the fairway and then do your best from there, usually with a metal wood. Robert Allenby has found the fairway. And that looks to be going right on the breeze.
This is Jungle Jack, heading straight right. They brought them here in Audi courtesy cars. They will leave today in ambulances.
Probably in straitjackets as well, I would have thought, Wayne.
Nick Ahern. Oh boy.
Could not hit a putt any better than that.
He hits a lot of good putts, doesn't he? That just don't go in.
Notice there he marks the ball, and traditionally most of the players either line up the brand on the line they want to hit it, or they've got a mark on the ball which they like to line up with the line they're selecting. This for a 3 at 7 for Nick Ahern. Keep him right in the mix.
It's claimed some scalps.
Not a birdie in sight and not a bogey either, so that's not too bad today on a day when it's hang on to your hat stuff.
John Senden playing down the breeze.
It's like they've got minds of their own, these golf balls, isn't it? That's what happens if you're short here, though. Look at Robert Allenby. He is in some serious strife here, Wayne Riley.
Chip out time. He's not happy. This is just brutal.
Wouldn't be too good for the hand and the arm either, Rain, when you're in there chopping it out of the weeds.
His mum's walking around with him. She looks like she's just about to cry.
He's got to regather his thoughts here. Everybody else is struggling, except for John Senden. Just don't let it go to your head and start losing your brain.
That's what's happened, Brett. Well, all of a sudden, 4 holes from the end, you find yourself 1 behind, and you think to yourself, well, I lost my head on the 6th. I mean, you've just got to keep it together.
That's exactly right. Every shot counts, no matter what you're taking on the hole. He's the leader.
Radar, any sign that he's having trouble with the hand?
No, he hasn't grabbed it today. he's got a chance of getting this close. I mean, it's a situation of just playing a little bunt, landing it just on the green and let it release up to the flag. He's got some great touch, Robert Allenby, as good as anyone in the world. It looks like he's played that perfectly.
Well, you're right, Radar. Great chance of salvaging a bogey out of all that.
Nick O'Hearn at the 8th. Oh my goodness. I think that's in the middle of that bush, and that is not good. Not often you see Nick O'Hearn hit it that wide off the tee.
I think he's knocked it up the left, thinking the breeze would just work it back, but stayed there. Allenby now for a great save. Bogey putt, and gets it. Terrific up and down under circumstances. Things going the wrong way. Very difficult to keep the head on.
Well, as I said, Nick O'Hearn's hit it in the bush. He's playing a provisional ball off this tee. He won't know, but I certainly saw the marshal move. So the marshal, I think, has probably pretty much got the eye on the ball, but couldn't let Nick O'Hearn know. So he's just decided to save time and play provisional anyway. Best thing to do.
Tough shot to get the pace right on this one for John Senden. See, it's up the slope there, and then it starts to come left. Oh, that's an excellent job from where he was.
Still no sign of a bogey on Senden's card. And we have Mark Allen down there with this group. Mark?
He's actually got a little bit lucky, Pat. He's 163. The ball's in the front of the bush. He's got some kind of a chip out now. There's a bunker down the fairway that he has to negotiate. That's in the middle, probably where his ball would land. But I reckon he can get the ball to the front of the green. Not on the green. Just a slippery little chip downwind. It's no party yet. He's still fiddling around, changing clubs. He's got to go something with a little bit of loft. A really short, wristy swing. You can't use a 3 or a 4 iron in that situation. More like a 7 or an 8. Looks like he's got the 7.
Can he get a full backswing?
I reckon he can get a half backswing. He can move it 150 metres. No. He's played very short, hasn't had a crack, and left it short of the fairway bunker. He's going to have about 60 metres before he's up and down for par.
Well, his run of 7 straight pars is in jeopardy here at the 8th. Nick O'Hearn. Just 2 back right now of Robert Allenby, who was bleeding.
Senden remains a couple back.
Well, this is his 7th hole that is causing a lot of problems here. And the breeze from the left and the pin on the left. So, and you can't afford to short side yourself on the left-hand side, because then it becomes an impossible up and down. And that tear, the yellow line you see around the green, really making getting ball close here difficult. Only 3 birdies all day. What can Paul Sheen do?
Watch where this finishes. Stop there. Still going.
Well, see, under the circumstances, he's probably said to himself, well, I'm not going to mess with that pin. I'm just going to try and put it in the middle of the green. And then the slope has just pushed his golf ball further and further away from the hole.
7 iron for Robert Allenby, trying to turn it right to left back into this breeze. Fantastic for line. Don't think it's up.
Only just radar, carried the trap by a couple of inches.
They found the first tee ball of Nick Ahern's. Second to here.
80 metres to the pin, 70 to the front, a tough shot to get close. It's going to go miles past, a very difficult shot.
Well, the indications are that Nick Ahern will have a lot of trouble holding on to that run of pars, and if he slips a shot, it will leave John Senden alone in second. But that's the way it stands at the moment with Robert Allenby. You see in the right-hand column that he has dropped 4 shots today, leading Ahern and Senden by 2. Back here in a moment as the drama unfolds. Moonah links. Paul Sheehan, safety first here at the 7th. Long-range birdie putt, and still a little work to do.
Martin Doyle we haven't seen for quite a while. He's even par today, 2 under for the tournament. 1 birdie on the 5th and a bogey on the 7th. Here he is at 9. Yeah, beautiful judgment. Beautiful shot. Martin Doyle, the local boy.
We haven't been able to say this for a while. Robert Allenby for birdie.
And guess what?
A 2 at the 7th. He leads by 3.
Snatches the ball out of the hole, Paddy, to say, take that. You're not going to beat me. The other man that's been on a serious par run. Love that little red hat. Girl over his right shoulder. Cute. This for par.
Seen him make a couple of those, Jack, over the last couple of days when he's been under pressure to hold par. But not that time.
Yeah, sometimes it looks like he's more likely to hold a par-saving putt than he is a birdie, but sometimes that's the way it goes. Paul Sheehan for par at 7.
Nick Ahern should clean this up for a bogey.
Gee, that was a big putt from Robert Allenby. He looked like he was just starting to get niggly with himself. A bit cranky. And then whammo, makes it 2 on a hole where just hasn't been birdies happening.
Take a look at the 8th hole here. 16th hole just adjacent on the right-hand side. The 2 traps on the right-hand side, 225 to them, but today playing down breeze. And 247 to carry the left-hand one. But the tough part about this hole now is once they get the ball on the fairway is this front left pin placement. Big embankment around the front of the green, as you can see with all the arrows. Very difficult to get your second shot close here. As you see, just 8 birdies for the day. Most of them came early, averaging 4.16. The first thing you've got to negotiate, must get the ball on the fairway. Enable you to get some spin in for your second shot. Out with the big fella. Stay just in the first cut, so, and left side, which makes it tough second shot.
And Martin Doyle at 9 for birdie. Yes! We've just had that confirmed that it was for par. So Doyle remains at 2 under, 4 out of the lead. Sheehan.
Paul Sheehan be enjoying this. Playing with the leader on the last day of an Australian Open. He's getting into his work pretty well.
There's confirmation there that putt from 5 or 6 metres was for par for Martin Doyle. Robert Allenby, finally a birdie, leads by 3 to Senden, Doyle, Ahern, Pampling and Sheehan. Think of the placements of the tee shots of Allenby and Sheehan at this down breeze par 4 8th. We'll take in Paul Sheehan second. I can confirm for you, we just had a computer glitch there for a moment, and we've rectified that. Martin Doyle's putt that we saw just before the break was for birdie at 9. He's out in 35 and is 3 under for the tournament and shares second with this man, John Senden.
Looking rock solid, isn't he, John Senden, today? 2 birdies. This for his 8th par of the day, on a day when everybody's got bogeys and birdies and doubles on their card. He's making it look like a walk in the park, Jack.
Well, the important thing is he's kept the ball in play and put it on the putting surface, and hit a couple of good shots where he picked up birdies at 6 and 7, 34 out.
From 103, just a little dead arm wedge shot, 3 bounces and a bit of check. Looks great. Just been to the same pie shop as yesterday, same result, no pies. Can you believe it? Starving.
Oh, what a comeback from Robert. Birdie at 7 and now excellent chance at another one at 8.
Haven't seen Rod Pampling for a little while. He was out in 37.
Worth seeing now after that shot at 10. Beauty.
Especially when you think that 10's averaging 4.5. It's the 3rd most difficult hole on the course today. Great shot in there from Rod Pampling.
Imposing figure of Martin Doyle, confirming that it was birdie at 9, out in 35.
That would have looked really good to him. Watch where this one will finish. Catches the slope now. Would have been a good shot for yesterday. It'll finish just about in the hole. Having a good laugh though.
Paul Sheehan for birdie. Oh. He needs a couple of those to go in, give him the confidence to go ahead on with this.
Head of the 11th. Our first look today at the longest of the par 3s, 202 metres ahead of him.
Averaging 3.4, Pat. 4th most difficult hole on the course. This back 9 is going to be mean. This 10, 11, 15, 17 and 16 all figure in the top 7 most difficult holes on the course. So it's going to be a tough run home.
Allenby for birdie. Pretty straight, it won't move much. Pulled it again. He's pulled 3 today. And that is from decelerating the putter as you're coming into the ball, which on these quick greens tend to do that quite a lot. Must keep that putter low and pushing through towards your target line. So golden opportunity there, miss for Allenby. Still leads by 3 from Senden and Doyle.
Yeah,
Good galleries out here, Jack, today.
I was just going to say I agree with Brett. I don't think it was the wind. I think he pulled it.
6 under. Robert Allenby through 8 holes. John Senden is on the back 9 at 3, along with Martin Doyle has just teed off. They are his closest pursuers.
A bit of light relief, you might say, Pat, because having slogged away with cross breezes, at least they've got the wind at their backs here. Playing nothing like their length here. The 9th, 411 metres, 8 and 9 earlier in the week with the breeze from the north. Totally different propositions to today. And somebody has holed their second shot. Let's see if I can find out who that was.
Go up over and
And behind that big hump that is the signature of this 9th hole. Move ahead to 10.
David Luteris it was, Paddy. He'll hold his second.
A lot of real estate between Martin Doyle and the cup. He's made a pretty good fist of it.
You'd have to think his knowledge of the course over this difficult back 9 will come in handy.
To the par 3 11th. John Senden's second shot. Beautiful touch. You've got to remember another thing too about Martin Doyle as well, Jack. He was in the thick of it 2003 here. He ended up finishing 6th. So he's had a taste of around the lead here at this golf course as well.
Yeah, that's good from the memory bank point of view. Pampling for birdie at 10 after that fine shot. Tricky putt though down the slope.
Shares equal 4th at 2 under with Ahern and Sheehan. Senden is in 2nd. Stays there with Martin Doyle. 3 behind Allenby.
Big putt, Martin Doyle. Tricky little one, right lip. Ooh, well done. Inside centre, right. A good 2 putt. He stays 3 behind leader Robert Allenby.
Sheehan and Allenby on this down breeze 411 metre par 4 9th. And I can tell you that a 3rd player, as we look at Robert Allenby's 2nd from behind the big hump.
I'm not sure where that's gone. I think it's got caught up in that mound on the right. No. But it's gone in the front left trap, so.
John Senden with an iron off the 12th. There's a fairway bunker right in the middle of this fairway that you want to avoid, so he's laying up short of that, giving himself the opportunity to get some spin. You see the pin cut in the front right, so good play from John Senden.
Wonderful shot, Paul Sheehan. He had a good look at that flag and has taken advantage of it. Up the 9th. As we go out on the back 9 to the 11th, 202 metres.
Pin 26 on and 10 left.
Yep. Likes it now.
It's got to get up the ridge, though. It's on it. It'll turn around and go back. A little unlucky. Very close to an exquisite iron shot there. The way to play this 11th hole is to get it up the left-hand side and feed it in.
Looks good, Rod.
We'll turn around and look at that spectator.
Allenby from the trap. And he has produced a gem.
If he wins at the end of today, that shot there will be one to remember, to look back upon.
I go back to those statistics just briefly. We have a third player in red numbers for the day. Kurt Barnes with a 70, Craig Parry with 71. But Lucas Parsons has come in now with a 2 under 70 as well. And here's our clubhouse leader at +1.
Yeah, great work from Lucas Parsons, who's had a pretty rough trot of late, and good to see him playing some solid stuff.
That's one tough pin to get at down breeze today. 9 on 6 right on that 12th. That green's had its troubles this week.
Big putt here for Paul Sheehan. Had a shot in the last hole.
You've got to think he's got to make it, Jack.
Well, I think if he's going to win, he needs to make it.
Couple over for today. Started the day at 4 under. Dropped shots at the first, and then the 4th, the 6th. Not the only one to do that. This for a birdie. Excruciating, isn't it?
Played it right lip, thinking the slope and the breeze would pull it left. Stayed right there.
Out in 38 for Paul Sheehan. Solitary birdie at the 2nd.
That is some fall, ladies and gentlemen, given the circumstances particularly.
The tournament leader heads to the back 9. Is out in 39, so he's opened it up for at least a few in this field. He's 6 under. Just the back 9 to play Sunday afternoon at the Australian Open. Pampling. Can't watch it.
How good a shot was that? Thought Allenby's was good. That was something else. From 30-odd metres.
And Brett, this is where our leaders are headed.
Yeah, 10th hole, Paddy. This is a tough driving hole. Played back up into the breeze today. The 3 bunkers there in the middle of the fairway. The middle one there that you can see on the left-hand side is 246 to carry. And the one on the right-hand side, it's about 250 to get to. So the drive, you can either go left or right. And the pin placement today is 12 on 5 left. And with the breeze off the right, makes this very difficult second shot in. You see just 3 birdies for the day and averaging 4.43. Matthew Goggin birdied it. So did Daniel Chopra. And Steve Alker, the only 3 birdies of the day. But you've got to make a decision. Right side or left side?
Well, left side you can probably get 4. But where that pin is, Brett, you'd nearly bet you couldn't get your second shot close enough to get a 3. Let's have a look at Allenby's scorecard. You see bogeys at 2, 4, 5, 6, and then that great 2 at 7. And a fantastic save at 9.
The only thing about this tee shot too, Jack, is if you try to sneak it up the right, as you say, and you do get a better shot to the flag, is to the right is an embankment and some really long weed. So the smart shot is up the left, which makes it the toughest second shot. Well, it's a really good par 4. It really makes you think.
Yep.
First 2 days it played downwind and they were bombing drivers and just lob wedges into this hole. Now it's a driver and a 6-5 iron even.
He looks to be aiming left, Brett, as you said. On the short grass.
Yeah, he's going to have about 100, 155, 160 metres left from there. So there'll be at least a 5 iron.
The 11th, Martin Doyle. He knows the place better than just about everyone on the field. Final group are away on the back 9 Sunday afternoon at the Australian Open. First prize, $225,000.
Rod Pampling after that incredible bunker shot from 35 metres or so to here at the par 3 11th. Great save, keeps himself in the hunt. But he's going to need some birdies coming back to the house, and that's not going to be an easy mission.
Matthew Goggins just rattled off 3, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12 to get back to level par.
Doyle stays at 3 and 3 behind Robert Allenby. As we take in another Pentax shot of the day, Jack, you said this was one of the best of the day.
Well, I think you've got to put it in context, Pat. That the stage of the championship, things are coming a bit unstuck for Robert. Picked up a birdie at 7 and then looked like giving it back again at 9, but played that terrific bunker shot.
Someone needs to make a move. Allenby still leads by 3. They're all on the back 9 now here at Moonah Links. Who will it be? Senden, Doyle, Pampling, Ahern. Back in a moment. Final round of the 2005 MFS Australian Open. It's the graphic to show the ball positions from the tee shots at 10. The entire field now is onto the back 9, Sheehan, on this second.
From 158 with a 5 iron. Oh, this is a flush. This is the daddy for line. How's the length?
Oh, good radar. Great call. It's perfect.
John Senden now. Uphill putt for a birdie at 12. Give this a crack at the hole.
He's wearing the course to death.
Yeah. He just needs something special to happen in the next 6 holes. Maybe post a score, put the heat on Allenby. I reckon he's got to get it to 4 or 5 at least. Unless something unforeseen happens to the championship leader.
Talking of him, here he is, second shot at 10.
Sets up good for him, Radar.
Off an upslope, 6 iron, easy to toss it up in the air and leave it left. Left is a no-no, up high above this pin. It's going left. Ugly.
Oh. That's trouble.
He'll be lucky to keep that on the green, won't he?
Yep.
Par 4 12th. Odd Pampling. On the right-hand side, Doyle longer down the left. Pampling first to play.
Martin Doyle absolutely smashed his drive down the left. I think that's a bit of local knowledge there. Everyone else is laying up short of the bunker. As we go back to 10 now, Allenby getting a drop from the MFS sign.
The only shot that he's got here is to pitch it with a 60-degreer on the fringe. It's all the way downhill. As we wait for him contemplating that shot, move forward to 12.
Don't think he can pitch this on the green, can he, from the rough? Get it to stop. Well, I thought he might have played a little run shot there. One bounced it onto the green. Coming from the rough, just not able to get any spin on the ball. Now, this is a pretty dangerous shot here for Allenby. To get the spin on it, he's got to get it to land soft, and that means he's got to take a pretty full swing at this. And then just behind the flag, where you see the lighter coloured green, it goes all the way downhill to the right edge of the green. Oh, he's played a lovely shot. Perhaps a little fortunate to get a drop.
Move from the 10th to the fairway at the par 5. 13th, John Senden. Just with a layup. Must be a 3 or 4 iron. Usually the players just trying to leave themselves their best yardage, whatever their favourite one is. Some players it's 110, other players it's about 90 metres. It'll be somewhere in that vicinity.
I saw Martin Doyle spear it through 12.
He'd be disappointed because he took the risk with the driver. And now struggling to save par. Couple of big putts coming up here. Allenby for par. Sheen for birdie.
Well, this one, although it's only 4 metres, Jack, it's straight downwind, downhill, and it's a putt you really are straight on the defensive. Usually when you're on the defensive, it makes you decelerate, and usually you pull the ball to the left. There'd be no problem about him getting into the hole, that's for sure.
One of the most exposed parts of the course too is 10th green, up on top of one of these massive dunes here. Huge putt for Sheen.
Just can't buy one, can he? Hold one at the second for a birdie, and since then, nothing.
saw John Senden lay up to this par 5. Brett just said he wanted to play it to the yardage he liked. That was obviously to the yardage he liked. It was a great shot. Chance for a birdie, chance to slip to 4 under for John Senden.
Putt here for Allenby. Straight up the hill. If anything, will try and go a little bit to the bottom left of our screen. Needs to be a firm putt, though. Oh, I thought he pushed that.
I thought he'd missed it when he hit it.
Great up and down. Just pencil him in for a 4. No room on the card for drawings. Just numbers.
Well, 2 great saves at 9 and 10 back to back.
His short game this week, Jack, Robert Allenby's, has been sensational. I mean, he opened up with a 63 and he's been there ever since, but every time he's got in trouble, he's got it up and down pretty well, hasn't he?
Well, you have to do that on this sort of golf course because you're going to get plenty of them.
Rod Pampling at 12. Keep going.
That's a mean pin though, with that breeze at your back.
It remains in a tie with Ahern and Sheehan at 2 under. That's 4th spot at the moment.
Beautiful.
Well, he's handling the stair well, Martin Doyle. That was a terrific putt.
He really needed that. If he's a chance to win this championship, he had to make that putt, and he did.
What about this one?
Well, that's a shame. Golden opportunity for birdie there at 13 for John Senden. So pencil him in for another par. 2 birdies and 11 pars for John Senden today.
Good chance missed there, though.
There's not too many more to come, Jack.
As the scenes up near the clubhouse. Good crowd starting to build as they know the leaders are on the back 9. Plenty of drama to unfold, though. Allenby leads by 3 to Doyle and Senden. Pampling, Ahern and Sheehan are tied for 4th at 2 under. You would think that our winner is going to come from the front page of that board. Back in a moment to find out. Launch themselves into the back 9. The 11th awaits.
Yeah, 185 metres to carry those front bunkers to the front of the green. And the pin here today, 26 on and 10 from the left. And the breeze, I can tell you, pretty much from their left.
From 206. You've got to try to send it in high and try to get some sort of stroke. He's got that flying towards middle front. Oh, it's going to land on the green. I can't believe this won't hold the green. This will be in the catchment area over the back.
Oh, come on, silly green. Right.
Can't hit it much better, Jack, can you?
No, you can't, but I think what Brett said before, you've got to bring it in from the left. Only way you can get that ball near the hole. It's almost on like a crown there, and anything just a little bit right of the hole is going to feed off that crown and push it to the right.
With a 5-iron. This is heading towards the front, as Jack said. I don't think this has got enough on it. No, it hasn't, and that is going to leave a fiendish chip.
Only played a birdie this hole today, Matthew Goggin. Some of these other players pay serious money for that.
We're all getting a little cranky.
14th tee shot of John Senden on the short grass. Second. do something with it. 10 from the right-hand side of the green, so tough to get at.
And another championship within our championship in Australian Open is always who will be the leading amateur. I can tell you it certainly looked like Andrew Tampion, young fella from Kingswood Golf Club, who's coming down the last, leading David Lutteris by 2.
Crowd like it for Rod Pampling. As we head back to our final pairing, Sheehan with his second to the 11th.
Watch how much this chip swings to the right.
Get in.
Oh. That was one hell of a shot from Paul Sheehan.
That actually hit the flag as well and the edge of the hole and still didn't drop.
Almost had a second birdie there for the day. Still Matthew Goggin remains as the only one with birdie 2 here, Jack.
That's just the sort of shot we were talking about. He needs something special to happen in the next 5 or 6 holes, and that could have been it right there. Allenby off the back right of the green, still with some work to do to get up and down.
Five players only under par today. Kurt Barnes with a 70, Craig Parry 71, Lucas Parsons with a fine round of 70, Chris Campbell and Matthew Ballard now in with 71s, and Parsons, Campbell and Ballard the joint leaders in the clubhouse at 1 over.
Yeah, great tournament there for Chris Campbell. We'll hear more about him. Now everyone's left this shot short. Not dead. Testy little one left for 3.
He's already missed a couple of those already this morning.
Let's quickly go down to Mark Allen, who has a very special guest with him on the fairways.
I'm with Australian Governor General, and he's a very big golf fan, having a fantastic day today. Robert Allenby's got a 3-shot lead, Your Excellency. How do you think he's going to hang on?
Well, it's great that he's playing today after the difficulties he had with his hand and health yesterday, so it's a good gutsy performance, but it's not over yet.
And what brings you down to the Australian Open at Moonah Links?
Well, 3 things. Firstly, I love the game. Secondly, one of my distinguished predecessors actually presented the first cup, the Stonovan Cup, when he was Governor General. And third, I think the Australian Open needs as much support as it can get. It's a great competition.
Your Excellency, have a great day.
Thank you very much indeed. Great to be here.
Very well said, sir.
We bow to superior knowledge. It is the Stonovan Cup.
Well, Pat, I've been involved for a long time in golf, and I always thought it was the Stonehaven Cup, but there you go, Stonovan Cup.
We've been corrected during the day by the AGU. Well, you've got one, haven't you, Jack?
I have. In my dining room. I've been calling it the wrong name all these years.
We'll give it back.
And the gentleman sitting in the middle of us was only 1 shot away when Allenby won his Australian Open in '94. Brett Ogle finished 1 shot away in 2nd place.
Yeah, it's who choked worse that year around Royal Sydney. Robert got me. Now, this is a big part. This is a tricky little part. It's uphill. The thing is, if he doesn't give it enough speed, it'll dive to the left as we're looking at it on screen. I think he'll make this.
Ooh,
I don't like that when that happens.
The odds just went out. Bogle, don't like the back away move. That's.
You a little bit nervy, Jack? solid.
Great putt.
Couple of very, very good saves for Robert Allenby, and he retains a 3-shot lead. One of his nearest chasers is this man, John Senden from Queensland.
Pin on the right here, tough pin to get at. Oh, great shot.
Is there chewing gum on that golf ball?
Well, he's played some really good shots, but he hasn't capitalised by holding the putt. Going to give himself a chance to win. He's got to make one of these.
Deserved par, didn't he? Almost hold it for his second.
Well, deserved to go in the hole. It was that good a shot. Very unlucky.
Shot from behind of what Martin Doyle's got to do here at 13. Can't reach the green as we saw earlier in the week. He's going to toss an iron out towards those right-hand bunkers and leave himself with...
Must have been in trouble off the tee, I'd say, Jack. He was going on with a long iron there.
Third shot, my fault. Sometimes the TV camera can foreshorten the distance it looks on the screen.
Now this is an important putt for John Senden.
Look out. Gets it.
Gets to within 2.
Well, he was overdue, wasn't he? What a fine round he's playing. Bogey free.
Yeah, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
On a day like today.
He started the day at 9 under with a 5-shot lead. That lead has been cut by 2. Senden has 4 to play, but Robert Allenby is still the front runner at 6 under. We'll be back to Moonah Links in a moment.
Tony Hallam. Tony, it's been a bit of a battle to get things rolling and get the WGA and the AGU together, but things are running smoothly now.
Oh, it's been brilliant, Mark. I think you know, this is a game for everybody. It's about families, men, women, junior, seniors, members, social, and even the person who goes down to the driving range. So it's been a brilliant response, and there's been so much positiveness. We're just going to move forward.
Jerry?
Well, we've got a very good interim board working well together, and we're delighted with the selection of the chief executive. I think the future's very bright.
Who's going to win today?
Allenby.
Thanks, fellas.
Well, he only leads by 2 as we take in another Chrysler player of the day, and we have to pick out John Senden. He is the man on the move.
What a birdie there at 6 and a terrific shot here at 7, the par 3. Just 3 birdies all day on the hole-in-one Audi hole. Great shot into 4 feet. Eyes only for the hole. Beautiful birdie too. Back-to-back birdies for the Queenslander.
And then this Jack at 14.
Yeah, great shot in here, riding it in on the breeze and then getting that nice bit of backspin, leaving himself an uphill putt for 3. And it was never in doubt. Centre cut. What a round he's playing. Bogey free, 3 under par.
And he is the Chrysler player of the day so far.
Can Martin Doyle join Senden at 4 under?
That's a classic example of the side-on shot there. If we go to the other shot, you can, the green looks flat, but we can see how much contour there is on that green from back to front.
Final group, Bretta at the 12th, 374-metre par 4.
Yeah, they both laid it up short of this bunker. 271 metres to that bunker in the middle of the fairway. Knowing that the flag is on the front right corner of the green, we saw where Martin Doyle put it down the left side, way too close to the green, couldn't get any spin. So these players laying it back so they can grab a bit of action out of the green.
119. Allenby with a wedge. Easy to get too cute here and come up short. 3 bounces and check it. If you don't, you'll finish in the back bowl. Check it out. Back bowl. Worse than back bowl. Airmail.
It looked like that just came out straight right off his club radar.
It was a push. Chipping back into the breeze has a chance of an up and down. Shio, he's got 106.
We'll get back there in just a moment, Radar, as we look at Martin Doyle cleaning up. Pretty good round from the local, par 5 there. Now back to Paul Sheehan, Radar.
As I said, from 106, just with the sand on.
Straight downwind?
Straight down the breeze. Wants to hit it inside the flag, more to the middle of the green. All about the contact, trying to check it up. He's hit this thin, good for line. Oh, yeah.
Landed it short of the green. Gutsy shot. Bounced it up over the tier. A big smile on his face too. He knows how good a shot that was.
Now the 15th, Jack, John Senden.
Averaging 4.3. 5th most difficult hole. 15 and 16 coming up, going to really, I think, determine the outcome of this championship. Well, oh, that is a mean chip he's got now.
Now Martin Doyle. Pin cut right, out of the right rough. I'll show you a quick look at where Martin Doyle is. You see the bunker at the front right corner of the green. No shot here at all. Sit down. He did well just to keep the ball on the green if it's going to stay there. Oh. Pretty happy with that. I got to say, Paddy, you've mentioned hackers like yourself looking forward to the Jack Newton Celebrity Classic. Gee, that's giving yourself a rap, isn't it?
25 years I've played there, and I think I won a bottle of wine one year, and that was in a raffle.
Well, your form will have to improve from yesterday, Pat, when I won the windmill pitching contest. The one-arm bandit got a number of people yesterday in a pitch-off.
We don't know anything about that.
Including yourself, Bogle.
Don't remember. Got a short-term memory loss going. Wasn't a bad shot that you played, though, really. Lacked a bit of right hand, but still.
What about Pat? He was 100 to 1 on, pitched it straight in the drink.
Anything to keep you guys amused?
Really?
Let's get back to the serious stuff here, will we? Enough of that. Up against the collar here.
It's a tough shot too. It's up before probably about a 4-foot embankment, and then down to the flag with a cross breeze. Very difficult to judge. It's motoring.
Well, listen, from my point of view, Robert Allenby has got it up and down at 9, hold a good putt at 10, another good putt at 11. You can't keep dodging those bullets coming down the stretch to win an Australian Open.
We talk about tough shots. What about this one?
Oh.
As you say, Jack, I was just about to say, this is harder than Chinese arithmetic, as you would say. How about that?
Ball of Martin Doyle in progress. He had a monster putt there.
The only easy hole the last 5 is the 18th, the par 5, which is playing directly down breeze. The rest of them, anything could happen.
15, 16, 17 will get your attention.
Even 14, Jack, with the way the pin is. I mean, John Senden played it well. Got to be on the fairway on that hole to get an opportunity to get it close.
Now at the 15th, I haven't seen a lot of him of late, Stuart Appleby.
Gets one. And after bogeys on 6, 7, 8 and 9, rattled off a couple of birdies on 13 and 15, Stuart Appleby to get it back to 2 under.
Through 15 holes, Stuart Appleby, and he's only had 6 pars.
Now, if ever Paul Sheen needed a putt, it's this one. Well, a rock solid par, but he needs a birdie badly.
Yep, 2 under ain't going to win the championship.
Well, if Radar talks about sexy fingers, what about the sexy hands on that pitch that John Senden just played? Soft. Ball came down like a marshmallow.
He's looking like the one that's going to post the number that will be seriously to beat, I would say. But still, he's got 16 and 17 to go yet, and they're straight back into the wind, both of those holes.
There is a chance now, Brett, that if Allenby misses this, there will only be 1 shot the difference. And I don't think any one of our experts at the start of the day could have predicted this. Not the way he's been playing.
Well, it's the Australian Open Championship you're playing for. I don't care who you are. We're all going to be nervous. Even leading by 5, Robert, on a windy day on a very difficult golf course. And this is a tough putt. Oh.
How good was that?
Realistically, Jack, he could be 7 over for the day. No doubt about it. And he's only 3 over.
That's why he's smiling. An hour ago, he was growling.
He was too on the 6th. Clubs were flying, and
He's one of the few that's had a smile on his face this afternoon out there.
Wouldn't be smiling if he wasn't leading. Big putt for Martin Doyle. 4-footer straight up the hill for par. This to stay 3 behind. Critical at this stage. Oh, well done.
He's held out well today under pressure. Terrific performance from Martin Doyle.
It's getting tight, Paddy.
It certainly is, and with that great save by Allenby, yet another one. 4 good saves in a row for the tournament leader. He remains at 6 under, a leader by 2 to John Senden. Martin Doyle at 3, Appleby, Pampling and Sheehan at 2 under. We've got a hell of a finish coming up. Thanks for joining us here at Moonah Links for the final round of the MFS Australian Open. Our leaders and final groups are heading towards the 13th. Jack, take us over it.
Well, early in the week we saw players reaching this green. Remember Jeff Ogilvy hit a 2-iron on the green here, but not possible today. So the idea is to position your second out there to the right and then try and get some spin on your pitch shot. You want to leave it where you're hitting a full shot in so that you get the spin on the ball you need. 1 eagle and 13 birdies. Allenby lines up.
Straight down the right-hand side. Fairway finder.
Luke Hickmott is the man who made an eagle hit.
Big tee shot, Marty Doyle, 15. Bends down and picks his tee up quickly. Generally, that's a good sign that the player likes the drive, and why wouldn't you? Splitting the fairway.
Stood up well under the gun, Martin Doyle. Impressive.
This straight down the left-hand side, and this will be on the short grass as well. 2 good tee balls.
I think he must make birdie here, Jack.
Yeah, well, he badly needs birdie because 2 under will not win this tournament.
Fairway bunkers 230 metres out. He's desperately trying to stay short of them, I imagine, today. Beautiful looking tee shot.
Mark Allen has moved over to join this group because playing alongside Stuart Appleby, the man who's currently running second, John Senden, back to his shot.
Proud new sponsor, 3-year sponsor of the Australian Open, MFS, thanks to Phil Adams and the company. Great to see a new sponsor of our national championship on board. They own 80 properties throughout Australia, funds management throughout New Zealand and Australia. They own Peppers here at Moonah Links, skiing resorts up at Falls Creek.
Jesus, that took that long.
Went straight down for the tee, Jack, didn't he?
Yeah, that balls are going nowhere up there into that breeze. Yeah, I'd like to give MFS a big rap too. And don't forget that we've got 10 of the top 100 players in the world playing here this week. So that's what a serious examination this course is.
Tacking his way up this par 5, Robert Allen. This is up the right-hand side. This is perfect.
Fine layout there from Allenby.
Nick Ahern headed back towards the clubhouse, the 14th.
Not a birdie on his scorecard today so far, Nick Ahern, just 2 bogeys. And he leaves himself a really good opportunity there, straight up the hill. Birdie 3 at 14.
Paul Sheen now at 13. Those bunkers out to the right of the line.
Spoon for Sheen. Heading straight towards Robert Allenby's ball. Side by side they stride.
That's what they've got left.
Critical time for this man.
He's on an upslope here. He is 212 metres to the stick. No matter what he has to do, he has to hit a low shot off an upslope. Oh, and this is going way right. Why? I don't even know what's over there. No idea.
Well, I can tell you, Mark Allen have got a great bounce forward. It's finished on the green, but boy, it's a long way from the band.
Yeah, now this pin back left. Needs to try and start it at the middle of the green. Perhaps turn it a bit right to left. He likes it.
Oh, why not? Knock the flagstick out.
What a shot that was.
When you see them chase after it like that, you know it's good, and he loved it from the time it left his club.
Appleby, middle of 16.
This is the deuce. He's got to give it everything off another upslope. Good looking shot. Just a fraction left of the stick. Looks great to me.
Oh, it's got to hang on. It's bye-bye. Oh, unlucky. And filthy.
Just remember, he's flushed a 2-iron and come up with that result.
Now back at 13.
From 68, Robert. Just attempting a little dead arm nudge.
Gee, he plays those shots well. He knows that could be a winning shot there if he can make the putt.
Nick Ahern at 14. Finally.
He celebrates. And that's about as much emotion as you'll get out of Nick Ahern.
His first birdie of the day. 2 under, 4 out of the lead, Nick Ahern. Guarantees yet another high finish in a big Australian tournament. He does it just about anywhere in the world, doesn't he?
Marty Doyle with a putt here to get to 4 under. 6th here in 2003, 8th last year at the Australian Golf Club. Think he likes the Australian Open?
I think he does. He likes playing tough courses, obviously. This for 3.
See the texter mark, the stripe that the players like to put on their balls these days to line up the ball with where they want the ball to start. Putter in behind it. Beautiful camera angle there. Pretty straight putt, maybe just inside right. Well done. And that's a big bonus right now. Just 2 back of Robert Allenby, who has a chance to get to 7 under. He strides to the tough 16th.
Robert Allenby at 6 under, and now we have 2 players, just 2 shots adrift. Doyle and Senden deep into their back 9 here on the final day of the 2005 MFS Australian Open. Back at Moonah Links, and we take in another Pentax shot of the day. Well, Martin Doyle almost beat this ball to the green. Jack Newton said that he knew as soon as he'd hit it that it was a beauty, and then converted, Jack.
Well, that's the important thing, the conversion. Gets him within 2. Allenby with his own chance at a birdie here at 13, but first it'll be Paul Sheen. Must make putt. This will be a great experience, though, for Paul Sheen, playing in the final group. Australian Open, as he said at the start of the day, every kid growing up here has got aspirations of winning an Australian Open.
We'll leave Allenby to ponder his birdie putt as we go back to Stuart Appleby at 16. Don't tell me.
But he chipped that rather than putt it, and look, straight back to his feet.
Oh, that's just unfair. He's ripped a 2-iron in there to 15 feet. He's rolled around and finished there. Now he's playing his 4th shot.
I wouldn't suggest it's a good time to ask for his autograph.
No.
Let's go back to 13. And is this the shot that wins the tournament? Allenby for birdie.
Yeah, I just about put my house on this one.
Great approach and a brilliant finish, and the lead is now 3.
What a run he's had, Robert Allenby. Gee, the last 6 or 7 holes. Plenty of get out of jail cards.
two-shot swing within the space of 30 seconds. Senden drops back to 3 under. And the first bogey on his card for the day for John Senden. So we head to the 14th.
Elevated tee. Can't see the fairway from where you're teeing off here, and the most important thing here is to get the ball on the fairway. Those 2 left-hand bunkers you really need to avoid. The wind whipping off the right-hand side. And this pin today, it's tough to get at. It's 10 on and 9 from the right. So you really need to be down the left-hand side of the fairway. It's one of the only 5 holes that are averaging under its par today, this hole. 3.83, 16 birdies. Robert will send this down the right with a slinging hook.
Sent it down the right, but I don't know about the slinging hook.
Oh, that is trouble. That is big trouble.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky to leave that, put that anywhere near on the green.
That will be now for 5. Oh, that's a well executed up and down, but it was the second time he had a crack at it. He would be filthy.
Now Paul Sheehan on the tee at 14. Good position.
Shot. As you said, Brett, very important to get it on the fairway over these next 3 holes.
The best thing about it for these guys that are hanging around 3 under is the last hole is a 582 metre par 5. But as we saw yesterday, it's reachable in 2, and there's eagles on the card for sure. So it's not over yet.
Second shot to 16 for Martin Doyle. Gets it on the dance floor, but boy, that's a long way from the band.
Well, let's just check out from our graphic where the balls of Sheehan and Allenby, and you saw Allenby way out to the right.
Yeah, look, Pat, a lot's going to depend on his lie, and Paul Sheehan to play first. Can he come up with something special? Allenby in trouble.
Position A, just with a wedge from 103. This looks great.
It is radar. Putt of about 4 or 5 metres for birdie.
John Senden on 17. Pin today, 21.6 left.
It's also going right. 3 iron. Big rising 3 iron. That's going to be a tough putt too.
That's right on the ridge. There's a ridge just to the right of his ball. If it was 2 metres further to the right, it would have fed round towards a flag, but boy, tough 2-putt from there.
You just can't mess with that pin though, Brett, can you?
No.
Ooh, that's Allenby's ball there. Now, if his hand's crooked, this is not going to help it hacking out of the weeds here.
If he gets us on the green, I'm taking my bat and ball and going home.
No, you're hanging in there, Radar. You're still with us.
Front trap.
Not a bad play though. Remember, Robert Allenby, a brilliant bunker player normally.
The leader strolls back towards the clubhouse, but he's still got work to do. Robert Allenby, birdie at the last to go to 7 under. He's dropped a couple today, but he maintains a 3-shot lead over Martin Doyle, the Queenslander John Senden, Ahern, Sheehan, then down to the players at 1 under. Back in a moment.
Especially with these tough holes coming up.
Yeah, if you had a 5-shot lead, Jack, you'd say probably, you know, it's Robert Allenby's, but 3 shots, that's nothing on this golf course.
Well, a pin here on 28 metres. Huge putt from Martin Doyle.
Well, he's got to make that.
It's a real roller coaster ride putt, that one. From the best part of 30 metres.
You want to talk about roller coaster putts? This one, and have a look where John Senden's aiming this one. The pin's cut in the front left. Just a little bit too firm.
Yep.
Pretty good line, but went straight through the borrow. Disappointing for him.
Paul Sheehan for birdie. He deserved one. He deserved one, didn't he?
He really did.
It was fairly racing into the hole too.
He's pumped, man.
This is a big putt right here. Martin Doyle for par to stay 3 behind Allenby. Oh. Feel the frustration from the Victorian.
And he knows he's getting close to the house, Brett. That's why. Holes are running out.
Even his 3 dogs and 2 cats at home fell off the lounge chair there.
They just keep getting more important, don't they?
Well, bogey for John Senden at 16 and 17. Seemingly has blown his chances, unless he can pull a rabbit out of the hat at 18 with perhaps 2 big shots and hold a putt for eagle.
Been blemish free through 15 holes, John Senden. Now Allenby.
It's a tough putt to save at this stage of a championship.
Oh.
Right in the heart, short.
I didn't think it was possible to leave it short. But putting back into the wind, Daniel putt. So he drops one, but he's still 3 in front.
Well, let's try and get a little bit of sanity back into all this, as putts have been missed all over the place. That's how it stands. Robert Allenby at 6 under after 14. Doyle and Sheehan at 3. Senden and Ahern at 2. Welcome you back to Moonah Links as we take in a Dodo update, and there has been plenty happening this afternoon. First up, Rod Pampling. Let's set up an early birdie for him at the 2nd, the par 5. And Stuart Appleby. That was at the 3rd. It started a run of 3 straight birdies. He made one here at the par 3 5th, despite that tee shot hanging out to the right. Watch this. John Senden. Finally, a few putts started to drop. And then another one set up by this tee shot at the 7th.
Yeah, this was a great shot, Pat. On a hole that was giving everyone trouble.
Then all of a sudden, the leader said, I'm coming back to you. I'll just keep the door ajar.
How about his start? Par, bogey, bogey, bogey. He was 4 over through 6 holes, Robert Allenby, and really, he looked in all sorts of problems. Then all of a sudden, got a little good break here, pitched just over the bunker here on the par 3, kick forward. And when he needed a putt, this one was tracking, beautiful. And that stopped the right.
The 14th, John Senden. Another beauty. His iron play today, Jack, has been a delight.
Yeah, it has, and at this stage of the game, he was right in the thick of things, and that was about as good as it gets. No shot at all, and actually left it short of the hole. That's unbelievable.
Stuart Appleby there making birdie at 15.
Nick Ahern celebrates it, finally making a putt.
Wind nearly blew him over on that one. Martin Doyle. A cracker.
Serve birdie and got it, Martin Doyle.
Allenby plays these soft-armed wedge shots so well. Uphill putt for a birdie at a crucial time, and he makes it.
Paul Sheehan at 14. Converts. Now we got a two-shot swing on that hole as we complete that Dodo update. Lots of action because Allenby made bogey there. But at the 17th, the par 3, a monster.
Looks like a rescue club he's got out there.
Don't be short, don't be left. Oh my goodness.
Airmailed the green long and left.
Oh.
That's in serious Magumbu.
Magumbu.
Two good drives from our final pairing. Allenby and Sheehan as they head down to the 15th. Robert Allenby first to play.
From 160. This is a pure shot, holding against the breeze, heading towards right front.
Good result.
He's just keeping his nose in front and doing the right things as we go forward to 17 where Martin Doyle is. Remember, the pin is on the front left. He's flown the green left and long. He's just got no shot from here.
Well, he ponders what little miracle he can conjure there. Let's go back to Paul Sheehan.
The man from Wollongong, Coffs Harbour and Melbourne, 5-iron. He's hung this up in the middle of the green. I don't think it's going to reach. No, it won't. Needs to get a wriggle on if it's going to catch Allenby.
He might even putt that, though. Oh. So this 16th is really eating their lunch because it's two big hits to get it there. And if you get it on the front, look at this roller coaster ride that Nick Ahern's left himself with. And everyone has left that short. Not an easy putt to negotiate with the long putter either. Long putts like that.
By the look of his stance, Jack, you might be right. He might be putting this by the look of it. Yep.
Has he hit it? Or he had it on a good line.
Remembering that he's at 3 under, so too is Martin Doyle. But he's going to have a lot of work to do to stay at 3 under.
He's got to get it up the bank, and then it's all downhill once it gets to putting surface.
Oh, look out, that's gone. Oh, it's hung there.
He thought it was better than that, but he was pretty lucky in the end because it would have been back down in the rough over the back of the green again. Interesting there, Sheen cleaning his up before Allenby putts. So a little bit of attempted match play here.
Big money at stake for all these putts. Nick Ahern trying to save par at 16.
Oh, that's a good four. A very, very good four. Second most difficult hole on the course today, that 16th.
The leader.
This hole, the 5th most difficult. So 2 really tough holes. If Allenby can go 4-4, it's all over Red Rover.
Well, as I said, Jack, big money at stake here. 225,000 to our winner. Martin Doyle certainly in contention for second prize money. Needs this for par at 17. Not in yet. 127.5 for second, then down to 84.3, 60,000, 50,000 for fifth. So a lot of money at stake here, and it'll all be decided over these closing holes. Robert Allenby to stay at 6 under.
Go forward there to the 18th. John Senden here for 2. Tough pitch though. They played it very well. Good imagination. Had to bump it into the bank and hope that it propped up and went forward.
Jack, let's go over this 16th start of 3 great finishing holes.
Yeah, we can see there, first of all, it's 411 metres, a very long hole, straight back into this breeze from the right. You've got to thread the needle between the bunkers. And then even for these guys who are long hitters, it's 2 big whacks to get it, not just to the green, but get it back to that flag. You can see they're averaging 4.48, 2 birdies all day. Paul Sheen first, Jason Day one of those, and Andrew Shuden, the only 2 players to make birdie here.
Two players to make birdie all day, as you said, Jack. They played with each other. Yeah, they've just done a little kind of, I'll write down 3 if you will too.
Makes his birdie, but he would be a little disappointed with the finish because it was preceded by 2 bogeys after he hadn't had a bogey on the card. John Senden, the big Queenslander, finishing with rounds of 69, 71, 75 and 70. And he is 3 under the card and the clubhouse leader.
Yeah, if he could have posted 5 under, might have made it a little bit of a difference.
Big tee shot, this one.
Oh, big roping draw, heading towards the left fairway trap. Evil trap as well.
Wow.
Just fell in the front of it though, Jack. He'll have a chance to reach the green.
Well, he's kicked into that trap. Doyle trying to walk away from here with a 4. Well done.
That's a hell of a 4.
Strange club he chose from the tee, I thought.
Well, our final group are our 2 leaders. Allenby at 6. Senden is in at 3, but Sheehan is still alive at 3. And Robert Allenby in a little bit of trouble up 16. Back after this.
This is heading right, high and right.
Just caught the right edge of the green radar. Monster putt coming up.
Robert Allenby out of the trap. Tell you what, if he gets this on the green, I'm handing him a badge.
No chance. Just a layup.
Well, he's crept it on the front edge. Look at it. Or was I imagining things?
You're imagining things. He's 85 metres short of the green, Jack.
Nick Ahern at the par 3.
Come back.
Talking to it.
Opposite shot to what we saw from Martin Doyle earlier. He's flown the green left, and Nick Ahern coming up short. Ooh. Rescue club out of the right rough at 18 for Martin Doyle. Pulled the right hand off the club. It looks like it's on the beach. Deep beach.
Deep beach. Absolutely. Some 130 metres short out of one of the fairway bunkers. That'll take some shot.
Back at 16, Wayne Riley telling us that Robert Allenby couldn't make it home from that left-hand fairway trap. This is what he's got left.
From 89, just attempting to turn it right to left against the breeze and screw it right to left towards the flag. Is it up?
It's on the top shelf, though. I've just got a feeling he's just got enough shots to play with, though, Robert Allenby.
Yeah.
He's just kept it that distance all day. They did get within 2 of him at one stage, but then he made a birdie, got it back to 3, and he's just kept it at 3. I think it's just going to be enough.
Yeah, Sheen's the only one that could beat him. He needs to pull a couple of rabbits out of the hat, I think. Maybe hold this monster putt he's got at 16 as we go ahead to 17.
There's only 3 groups remaining on the course.
What about Matthew Goggins back 9? 31.
Oh boy, for a
around
day
a
like
70.
This.
Hey?
That is some golf, considering that, as I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the most difficult holes on the course today, all coming in the back 9. 39-31. 69-70 to finish the tournament off. Fantastic effort from Matthew.
Great weekend. Nick Ahern now for par. Made a couple of crucial putts the last 2 holes.
What a 3.
Well, let's quickly go to Mark Allen, who is talking to John Senden.
I'm here with John Senden, 2 on the past 70, couple bogeys on 16 and 17, but he still birdied 18. Does it leave a sour taste in the mouth?
Well, those 2 golf holes are playing extremely difficult. I actually hit a driver and a 3-iron and hit them both well on 16 and just got to the front edge. Now, I said to my caddy, Sean, I said, look, I've hit a great putt there, and walked off with a bogey. Now, in 17, I hit a good shot on there and just, you know, just ripped it through the break, and it just gave me a difficult chance for par, but, you know, happy to walk on 18 and, you know, make a birdie on the last. That was relieving.
Tell us about that 3-iron shot to the last 264 metres I had you at. It was an absolute killer.
Well, I said to Sean, my caddy, I said, look, all I got to do is get it over that trap on the right, which is about 205, and it's always going to bounce all the way down there, the way the course is playing, the down breeze, and, you know, and where it ended up was unbelievable, but I just said, look, you can just get up and down, you know, just do it, so I had to do it.
Well, this is the sort of course where anything can happen, so, Johnny, just sit back and relax and see what happens.
Yeah, no, look, I've enjoyed this week. I mean, the conditions have been tough, but, you know, I've stayed patient and believed in myself better, and, you know, the results are right there. Thanks.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, mate.
Mark Allen talking with John Senden, who was in the clubhouse at 3 under and played very, very well today. A couple of late bogeys, blemishes on what was a fantastic round of golf. But Robert Allenby still leads by 3. Paul Sheehan is on the course with him. Back in a moment. Just been outside, the breeze is still up as we return to the MFS 2005 Australian Open. Closing holes. Sheehan with long range for birdie.
Big swing from right to left. Can he get it to the hole? Look at the slope and the wind getting hold of that. Gee, it's coming nearly backwards at the finish.
That was like putt-putt. Putting it through the windmill. Talk about tough shots. Wayne Riley and I did this bunker on Friday. Not much chance. The only chance he had was, well, it was downwind, but hit it fat. Be a shame to see him finish with a 6 after such a wonderful day so far.
Allenby trying to save par here at 16.
Go, ball. Go.
He's going to drop 1 shot, so he'll be back to 5. Sheen must make his.
Pampling. It's his 3rd shot to the last and played it very, very well from way right.
Coming off a bogey at 17, Pampling. This for par. Crucial putt for Sheehan.
Oh. The other guys are just making bogeys at the wrong time, Jack, aren't they?
Yep. I think he's got enough shots up his belt now to get to the house, Robert Allenby. So Sheen drops back to 2, Hearn 2, and Doyle in danger of dropping a stroke here. Not going to improve his position.
Must get this close.
So we welcome now too much ziz on the ball. Yes, and here MFS. Once again, I'd like to say well done to Phil Adams and the team. New 3-year sponsor as you watch Allenby for bogey. It's great to have a new sponsor on board in Australian golf. Our biggest and finest championship.
We're all approaching the 18th. Just 3 groups on the course. Aaron Badley and even for the tournament, 3 over today.
Yeah, he just got off on the wrong leg, Pat, I thought. Started hitting it left from the tee in particular. Out 39 and then bogeyed 10 and 12. So he was 5 over at one stage today, but picked up birdies at 14 and 15. Back to 3 over for the day and even for the championship.
Par putt for Martin Doyle. Not to be. So a bogey, bogey, bogey finish for Martin Doyle and a round of 73. Finishes at 1 under par. And at this stage, 6th place, all alone.
Cost him some serious cash. Just a 4 at the last would have finished off what would have been a really great week for him. Nick Ahern now 18T. Hit it high and let it fly.
There's no bunkers in the sky. But there is there.
Well, the only problem is he's left-handed.
Might be on his knees to play that one. Yeah, that bogey of Martin Doyle cost him about 40 grand.
Pampling for birdie at the last.
Been one of those weeks for Rod Pampling. Tee to green, he's played pretty well. Your pick, Jack, but just couldn't get it in the hole at the right times.
No. 73, 75 finish. Not good enough to win.
Our final pairing still have this and the 18th to play, a par 3, a par 5. What about this one, Brett?
Well, I guarantee you that Robert Allenby's ball will be over the middle of that right-hand bunker with a draw. He will not be going left. It's the only place you don't want to go is long and left or short left. We'll put Paulie Sheen on the tee first, under the pump. Got to hit a great shot here somehow.
The one with 3 on it. And he's nailed this slightly left of the flag. Good for length.
Oh, no.
Will it hang on? I believe it will.
Oh, radar. Look again.
Well, it's hung up in the semi. I cut at the semi.
5 wood for Robert, I'd say, radar.
Yeah, he's just trying to fly it in there high. You see that wrist? It's playing up. Oh, this is high and heading left. He hasn't got enough on this. I believe this will not stay up the top.
Well, he made a fool of me. I said middle of the green.
That's not difficult, Brett.
Incorrigible.
Get that up and down and play fair.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. A couple of groups in front, Nick O'Hearn did. Well, the group in front did just a while ago, radar. We go straight to him on 18.
Good break. Must have just rolled away at the last minute from that trap. He can reach the green, no problem. Well, look at this shot.
If he doesn't get it up, it's coming all the way back.
He's done the only sensible thing you would do. Make sure you get it up.
Let's go. Thanks, Ben.
I said an expensive finish for Martin Doyle, the local. He's down there with Mark Allen at the moment. Hopefully we'll catch up with Martin Doyle in just a moment. Great galleries have gathered around this 18th hole, and it's not over yet, believe me. Allenby at 5, Senden is in the house at 3, Goggin Ahern at 2, along with Sheehan.
Perfect.
And then around the 18th, they will swell appreciably when the group following our final pairing, Paul Sheehan and Robert Allenby, arrive. We've fixed up that audio problem. Let's go back to Mark Allen speaking with Martin Doyle.
Martin, after your birdie on 15, I was getting goosebumps. I thought you were a chance. How are you feeling?
I thought it was a big chance too there, Mark. 15 was about the last good birdie chance, and walking to 16th tee, I just couldn't get there fast enough. I was feeling really good. Obviously I was nervous, but I was feeling really good and hit a couple of good shots into 16 and left myself, you know, a long 3 putt, and I thought I hit a couple of good putts. 17, I mean, that's just so tough today, and I hit a very ordinary shot there and ended up holding a good 6 or 7 footer for bogey. And down the last, I just tried too hard. I knew I could get home, and I thought if I could make 3 or 4, you know, maybe still a chance, and I just tried too hard. Hit in the fairway trap for my second shot, and then didn't get it up and down and made 6, so bogey finish.
3 top 10s in a row on Australian Opens next year, Martin. It's all you.
I thought it was this year. Thanks, Mark.
Well, thanks to Mark Allen and Martin Doyle. We appreciate his honesty, Jack. He was there in there trying till the very end.
Sure was. Now, here's another bloke in there trying to the very end. If he could somehow sneak this in.
Where have you got that one from?
Well, I said all along in the last 5 or 6 holes he needed something special, and that was just what the doctor ordered.
Don't leave your lounge room. One shot the difference. Nick Ahern, third shot. Into 18. Aaron Badley waiting on the green up there. Now that's a beauty. Chance of a birdie for Nick Ahern. If he makes that, he too would go to 3 under. Robert Allenby must make.
This for par, this to stay 2 in front. If he misses it, just 1 in it. Oh, he hit a great putt too.
Boy, it's won the difference as we go to the 18th. And this is the second last group on the course. Only Allenby and Sheehan remain. They're heading towards the 18th tee. Aaron Badley, at least he's held it together on the back 9 after going out in 39. It's for Eagle.
He's always been a bit of a grandstander.
And he's done it again. What a finish. An Eagle 3 at the last for Aaron Badley. Boy, that's worth some serious dollars. 2 under.
He's 5 over after 12.
4 under the last 5 holes, Jack.
Yeah. Tremendous stuff. And Nick Ahern, who seems to have got the flat stick working here when it's all over.
Weekend of 71-72 for Nick Ahern. 3 under for the tournament. He and John Senden are in the clubhouse, and Nick's about to head there. This man also at 3 under.
Big tee shot.
Lloyd! Hook Lloyd!
Not the one.
That's it!
What a kick that was. Kick straight left to miss the bunker. Now he can get home 2 from that. All important tee shot now for Allenby.
Oh, that bunker there on the right is 308 metres from the tee.
That is a bomb.
Wow. He's only going to have 3 iron home.
Well, they've played their tee shots. Talk us over what they've got left.
Well, the tee shots they've just hit. You see this bunker here on the right-hand side coming up. That one right there is 285 past it. And the second one there is 308 metres, and Robert Allenby just pumped it past that. Second shot, the only thing you've got to avoid is this bunker here that's some 33 metres short of the green. You can negotiate getting past that. Definitely get it on. See 4.86, 2 eagles. One was Aaron Badley just moments ago, and the other one, the New Zealander Mahal Pearce. But it's definitely an eagleable hole. And go back live. Big shot right here.
Paul Sheehan. 1 from the lead.
Wind coming over his right shoulder and behind.
Oh, no. He carries that bunker. It's on the green. That's the one I was talking about. 33 metres short.
He knows.
Look at the anguish.
A metre away from being perfect. Let's take a deep breath as we wait for Robert Allenby to walk up to his. It's a mile down there. Allenby is at 4 under, surveying his second to the par 5 18th. Nick Ahern has just signed He's at 3 under. John Senden is also in the clubhouse at 3 under. Paul Sheehan at 3 under as well. Badley and Goggin at 2, Doyle at 1. They've finished. They can't improve. The only 2 players left on the course are Allenby and Sheehan. You've got to say, Jack, sorry, you've got to say that it's there for Allenby to lose now, isn't it, after this drive?
Absolutely. It's been there. It's been Allenby's to lose all day, but it's come down to this. Final hole, leads by 1. He smashed his tee shot down here. Now, the one place he can't go is short in that bunker, so he's got to make sure he's got enough club in his hand to clear that. Even if it goes over the back, he only needs 5 to win, basically. The problem is that bunker is right on the line you want to hit it, with that breeze over your right shoulder.
I'm back. Testing 1, 2, I'm back.
Good to have you back, Radar.
Radar.
After a bullet ball, he's got 245. 3 iron. I repeat, 3 iron.
210 to carry that front right trap, Radar, huh?
Big high hook. He's nailed it. Heading towards the front left. Needs some ground help.
Got it.
One hand on the trophy.
Paul Sheehan's got to come up with a miracle shot.
Yeah, a lot's got to depend on his lie, Brad, isn't it? Because that's a very deep bunker.
It's about 75-metre shot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So he's pretty much got to singe the lip coming out.
Singe the lip.
Is this the walk of the champion? It's been a troubled week for him. He's been nursing this hand and arm injury for a long time now. Pulled out in the last round in Japan last week.
Striding down the 18th fairway towards this final hole of the MFS Australian Open for 2005.
Let's await the reception.
New South Wales, Paul Sheehan, and from Victoria, Robert Allenby.
Allenby, 34 years of age. He won the Open in 1994. Gee, it doesn't seem that long ago. He also won the PGA in 2000 and 2001 and the 03 Masters. So he's won the big 3 of Australian golf.
He should have won probably 91 too, Newty, and one Wayne Riley pulled off a monster putt on 18 to snatch it away from him.
When he was an amateur, yeah.
Yeah, hit a 5-iron into the last to about 3 feet and made birdie himself, and really looked like he was going to win that championship. And Radar birdied the last 3 holes to sneak it away.
He's had a dozen international victories. He's had 4 wins on the US Tour. Yet again, has won over $1 million on the US Tour.
He played a lot of events this year too. 31 in the States. That's a lot. Most of the players these days only like to play about 27, 26. Hasn't won on the US Tour since 2001. Terrific victory last year in the Australian Masters, though. Memorable playoff.
Interesting, Robert Allenby finished 9th in the ball striking statistics on the US Tour, and John Senden 13th. So that ball striking ability, he stood up here this week.
Jack, the hardest shot in golf, the 59-metre sand iron. He's got a chance here. Has to come out low out of the trap. Just landed on the front. He has got a chance to get this close. Needs to be perfect, though. The shot of his life, right here, right now. Up you go.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
what a shot. Looked like he played that maybe with a wedge,
Yeah.
so he could get a bit of run out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Gee, for anyone who's ever played golf, a long bunker shot like that is a very tough shot to play, particularly when you've got a chance to win the Australian Open.
What do you think about this? Allenby chips it up. Sheen makes his. Allenby misses. We're going extra holes, baby.
Playoff. Not just a playoff involving those two. Throw in Nick Ahern and John Senden into the mix because they've already finished at 3 under.
Oh, you're a bit off there,
I
Craig.
am too.
Hang on, what are they going to have a playoff for second half?
Gee, you've jumped the gun there a bit, Paddy.
You've got him taking 6.
I've got him taking 6. He won't do that.
Look at his palms.
Oh, Allenby at 4 under.
You're right, mate. We're with you, Paddy. We're with you.
Been a long day.
He's got
Great
this,
lie for Allenby here, guys.
got this ridge, Wayne, hasn't he? Between just, what, 3 or 4 metres short of the hole from the angle he's coming at.
He does. He can play the little bump it into the hill, but he's back into the breeze. So I think you might find him opening the club face up.
It looks
Actually,
like
this hasn't got a lot of loft on it. He's going to bump it.
Yeah, he's
This is
gonna
a risky
bump it.
shot. Risky shot.
With a back putt to win.
Well, what a fantastic finish we've got here.
Not over yet, Jack.
No, it isn't. Paul Sheen, putt for a birdie.
Paul Sheen's got to make his.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all over Red Rover if he misses. Robert will have 2 putts to win.
Biggest putt of his life coming up.
What about the putt he just holed on 17?
Oh.
14, 13 metres across the green, left to right, down the slope.
Something special.
Yeah. That was about a 50 to 1 shot. This one here, though, it's up a ridge, down and across the other side. It's not a snack. Pity we couldn't get a shot of Jackie, his wife, and his little daughter Billy. They'd be feeling what he's feeling right at this present time.
We do a lot of travelling with him. He basically commutes to Japan, goes up and plays 3 and 4 week stints, and then comes back to his Melbourne base.
So you can kind of see halfway between here and the hole, change of colour. So as I said, it'll go up the ridge first, breaking left to right, and then down and across the other side. Look, it's a tough putt to make.
Well, here we go.
Sandy Allenby. Here we go. So 2 putts for Robert Allenby to be MFS Australian Open champion of 2005. It's been a great effort from Paul Sheen. 3 bogeys early really set him back, and then a string of 7 pars in a row.
He'll pay Robert Allenby the respect of putting out. Paul Sheehan will join Nick Ahern and John Senden at 3 under. And Robert Allenby now has 2 putts for his second Australian Open title. He won it in '94 at Royal Sydney by a shot from the man sitting beside me in commentary this afternoon, Brett Ogle.
Yeah, damn him.
As Jack said, he's won the big 3 of Australian golf. He's won 2 Australian PGAs. He's won an Australian Masters.
Good on him. He's a good friend, a really good guy.
And a great ambassador for Australian golf. This for a 2-shot victory in the Australian Open.
think he'll make it.
Nice to have 2 putts for victory, though. Well done.
What a tough afternoon it has been for Robert Allenby. The closing round of 77, but he is a one-shot winner of the Australian Open, as he was in 1994. Sandy and Harry and Lily. He's battled adversity. He has most of the year with this arm and hand injury. Right now, it's just a major relief.
Well done, Dion.
It was. Mate, that was tough.
Mentally and physically exhausted. But Robert Allenby is the Australian Open champion. His name, for a second time, will go on the Donovan Cup. And a cheque also of 225,000 awaits our champion at the MFS 2005 Australian Open.
One at a time. Test 1, 2.
Well, what can we say, Jack? What a relief, I think, sums it up.
Not very often you get a shot at winning a championship shooting 77 in the last round, but put it in perspective, hot field, tough golf course, a few injury problems, and only 5 players today managed to break par, and only 2 players, John Senden and Aaron Baddeley, broke par in the last 9 groups. So that sort of puts things in perspective a bit, but certainly he hobbled to the house, didn't he?
The sou'wester was in. It made it extremely difficult for them all, and it's just been a really, really hard weekend. But we've got to say it was set up by that magnificent round of golf on the Thursday, 63. Who would have thought you could have 63 around here, regardless of the conditions?
Yeah, that was what won him the championship, obviously, in the end, because he got a huge break on the field. Spencer Levine shot 64, but outside of that, apart from 1 or 2 other guys who still ended up in the mix, it was Allenby 63 on the first day, I think, that dominated the championship.
What a finish we had. I mean, we sat here at the start of the day. He led by 5, and you and Peter Thompson, the course designer, said, look, not a walk in the park, but it's Robert Allenby's there.
Well, I just think everyone probably felt that he's a class player. He's won before. He's won all over the world. A great ball striker. The one question for mine was the injury. It appeared today that he blocked that out. He didn't show any signs of that issue. But I thought in the end he got very shaky there early on, and then for 5 or 6 holes in succession he pulled off some miracle shots.
Okay, Jack, thanks for that. Let's go to the presentation area. Craig Willis is down there. We'll just work out that microphone problem we're having down in the presentation area. Robert Allenby is standing beside Craig Willis, about ready to accept the trophy for a second time, and a very healthy check as well. But really, when it comes to these events and players that have been onto the international tour, the money doesn't count for much, doesn't it? It's the trophy.
It's the trophy for sure, the Donovan Cup. So that's what they're all here for. And as a young bloke, I said many times during the telecast, that is what you want to win as a young person growing up playing golf in this country.
Well, your name's on it. Wayne Riley's name is on it. Brett Ogle's name is almost on it. Robert Allenby denied him a few years ago. We're going to take a quick break. We'll work on this. Audio problem we have in the presentation area, and be back to speak to Robert Allenby. Presentation is taking place now with the Governor General, who was kind enough to join us this afternoon, Major General Michael Jeffrey. And as I said, for the second time, the name Robert Allenby will appear on the Stonovan Cup as the winner of the 2005 MFS Australian Open. What a battle it's been. That, I think, Jack, may go down with all the international victories, 4 victories in the US. That could go down as one of Robert Allenby's sweetest.
Yeah, look, I think the significant thing is here that this was a really tough golf course, and in old money it's 7,500 yards, 6890 metres, and with the fluky weather you can get down here, the wind, they've had calm day the first day, Allenby shoots 63, then the northerly came in and things all changed, and then the last 2 days the southerly. So of course the whole issue is about survival the last 3 days really, and that's what the scores reflect.
We'll look at the final leaderboards for the 2005 Australian Open. Robert Allenby at 4 under. He started the day at 9 under. Today he dropped 5 shots. He finished the shot in front of Paul Sheehan, Nick Ahern and John Senden, all great representatives of Australian golf on the international stage. Now we have so many playing overseas, but those 3 gentlemen will share something like 90,000 each, which is not a bad week's work. And in equal 5th spot, Matt Goggin, who had a great weekend. 69 yesterday, round of the day, and a brilliant finish again today. And then Aaron Baddeley with that unbelievable eagle putt on the last. They finished at 2 under, and they'll pick up around 47,000.
Yeah, look, Pat, I reckon Nick Ahern, John Senden and Paul Sheehan over a frothy one tonight will be all thinking 1 shot. That's all it would have meant for me to get in a playoff for the Australian Open. So as we go through some of the scores, Peter Larnard, I thought, didn't have the best of preparations coming from Spain during the World Cup, flying all the way across the world to get here. Got off on the wrong foot on a golf course that would be vastly different. Mark Hensby, of course, we had some controversy through him early in the week. Didn't quite get it all together, but in fairness to him, he's played very little links golf. Good performance there from Jason Day. Who's probably, in my opinion, our best amateur at the moment, and I don't think it'll be too long before he's a professional and a guy who's got a huge future in the game.
Well, Brett pulled out the stats the other day. We had right on the numbers, 60 made the cut, 9 of them were amateurs. It looks great for Australian golf.
Oh, look, the amateur golfers in this country right now, they are ranked best in the world. Andrew Tampion won the amateur medal, so good effort from him. But all in all, very interesting week, Pat.
All right, well, our winner is Robert Allenby at 4 under, despite the fact that he carded a 5 over 77 on his final day. It was all set up with a brilliant course record here at Moonah Links with a 63 on day 1, beating Paul Sheehan, Nick Ahern and John Senden, then Matt Goggin and Aaron Baddeley. What a tournament we have had. There has been controversy. The breeze has come from different quarters. We've had troubles with the greens, but at the end we have a great champion after 4 torturous days, and the Australian Open has a dual champion yet again. He joins the greats of Australian golf. Thanks for joining us here on 7. I certainly hope you've enjoyed our coverage. On behalf of the entire commentary team, I now bid you goodbye from Moonah Links.